Good evening, everyone. BC, for some reason, you're not connected yet. Good evening, rather. Hi, Dawn. I see that the information about the gardening problem, saying that small gardens are causing problems, causing methane gas. And not only that, look at what they're saying about Iceland, it getting green, and that's contributing to methane gas. Oh, I see, BC. Katrina, I hope you're feeling better, dear. Hey, Aaron, welcome back. But what they're not saying is they're not saying all the things that big corporations are doing that contributes to the methane gas. Hello, Christina. So, is there any other news that is ticking people off? Good evening, Annie Koo. I hope I said your name right. Christina, I loved your interview tonight. Anybody that wants to can click the pin link and come on up. Hey, Buster, we'll be listening while feeding, okay? Hello, Logan. All right, BC, you got to come up if you're going to stream off of me. Hey, Hermit. Hello, Farmer Gabriel. Now, what other news besides them trying to discourage small farms contributing to global warming and Greenland's ice cap melting causing global warming? Good morning. Good evening, Susanna. Oh, they say they are coming after growing food in your houses too. Who's coming after them?
So now it wants to work.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those issues.
Where have you been for the last 2 months?
I don't know. Hold on, let me put some stuff up and then I'll come back.
Okay. Let me see. Somebody was supposed to be here and they're not showed up yet. Okay, they're going to be a little late. Colin from Holistic Home Heritage Homestead is running a little late. Who? Good evening, Jennifer. And cool, you started broccoli sprouts.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back. Okay, Dawn. Who are coming after growing food in your house too? I like to see them try to get my gardening stuff. Hello, Nikki.
Yeah, so it's been a while.
Yeah, what happened to you?
I really haven't, nothing really happened. I've been just focusing on my YouTube channel and stuff like that, and then supporting
Hmm.
other people. Hey, KO.
How you doing, Kale? Who this communist government is saying they're going to stop it? They better go after the big guys first. Next, you know, they're going to say I can't freeze dry my own food for my own use. Yeah, what was it? About an hour ago, you see, Nikki, huh? But Dawn, I think that's against our constitutional rights. You do have a right to feed your family. I guess I will always be a criminal. It reminds you of Waco, Texas. Oh, yes. And what they're going to do with all the ice caps melting in Iceland? And they say that causes too much methane gas. Yeah, BC, I haven't even seen your channel going up online.
That's
Oh,
weird.
you guys, my groceries are late. We're supposed to be here an hour and a half ago.
Yeah, I've been hearing about people not getting notifications from certain people.
Yeah. What they have to do is they have to unsubscribe, resubscribe, and select all.
Yeah, so you might have to do that on mine.
Well, let me see. Let's see. I don't have any notification of you streaming off of me. Yeah, I do. Whoops. There we go. Cal- California is the right to farm state. People have gone up against cities with the state law and won their rights to grow food in their front yards. There are all sorts of ways to disguise growing food. Yeah, flower gardens. How do you feel about chlorine and water for your animals in your garden? I like to let my water sit out for a while to try and get rid of the chlorine. You can my animals don't seem to matter, but I also take jugs of water and put it in the animal room. You got that right there. If in an HOA, there's all sorts of edible plants that look ornamental as well. And if it's your backyard, HOA shouldn't have to say anything if it doesn't look a disaster. In other words, if it doesn't have garbage all over the yard, then you should be able to do it even with an HOA in your backyard. I think that's against your constitutional right to, because I can remember, what was it? Was it Eisenhower that said that everybody should have up to 25 chickens to feed their family? And now you can't have one rooster? Hey, Tommy. Now, here where I live at, there's no noise ordinance, so they don't care if you have roosters or what. What state are you in, TM, that you're not allowed to collect water anymore? Thank you, BC. Anybody else feel like coming up and being ranting? Just go ahead and click the pin link, and you're welcome to join in. Hello, Jay.
For some reason, you're streaming twice.
For some reason, I'm what?
You're streaming twice.
Let me see. I shouldn't be. Let me check here.
Oh wait, never mind.
No, no, I'm not.
Yeah,
I've
I
got
see it now.
two set up. One for tomorrow night and one for tonight.
Okay.
I agree. That's why I buy men's pants because I need pockets. I ain't going to carry some purse and cause my back problems. I need pockets. And so I wear men's cargo pants. That way I have 6 pockets. And Jay, we're not on Discord. We're on YouTube.
No, I am.
No, they think women are supposed to just look pretty and carry a purse. Then they complain about the bag you carry. And all they had to do is give us pockets, usable pockets. That's another thing. I used to love Western shirts. I had a Western shirt that had two front pockets and they snapped shut. Finding things like that nowadays is impossible. Women's pants pockets, you can't even put a cell phone in. And you want to go on that, Katrina? What about the prices that you had to pay everything and anything, Kelly? The prices you have to pay just because you're a woman. You get two packages of socks. You look at a men's socks and see the price on them. Look at women's socks and see how much more expensive they are. Well, what I have is men's cargo pants. I don't know if you can't. I'll get another pair of my pants so I can show you guys. You can't see these so well in the dark. I'll get a lighter pair to show you guys. Oh, they're not here. I didn't put them in the closet yet. Watch out, Lucy. Like I said, buy men's cargo pants. You see, they got the pockets here. They got the regular pockets, and that's on both legs. And then you got the back pockets. And these pockets are big enough. See the regular pocket hides my whole cell phone. In women's pockets, you only get that much, about that much of your phone in your pocket. The part that's showing right now. So that's malarkey. Exactly. You get a three blade razor, one man, one woman's, and the woman's about twice as much as the men's. Yeah, the durability of men's clothes lasts longer than women's because they're made hardy as better. They want women's to wear out, so you have to buy more and more and more. It's called greed. That's why I don't like big companies. Everything's the almighty dollar. The heck with the consumers. Oh, we're on Wednesday night too, Ken. Today's a rant session. And there ain't no way that you ever catch me in a pair of capris.
Dang, I already got 7 likes already. Hey, Moose.
How you doing, Moose? Lucy already came. Lucy's right beside me. She's already came up to my lap. She hears me getting agitated. Yeah, but the thing is, even now the fanny packs aren't worth a darn compared to how they used to be. Yeah, I seen that, Tommy. And I think it was somebody that was just pretending like they were Monsanto. Yeah, Katrina, it was. They used name of Monsanto, and that was it. So it's debatable whether it was a real person or it was just a troll. Okay, let me see here. Not only that, you guys, ship it is really when you have to order your groceries online, and it seems like there's certain people they keep moving the time back and time, later and later that they're going to deliver your stuff. And right now, this stuff was supposed to be here by 7 o'clock, and they just started my order at 8:24. There
Hey,
he is, Colin. I don't know how
what's
much
up?
you heard.
I didn't hear anything. I actually just got this going right now. So yeah, I'm super sorry for being late. I was just running behind, and I'm happy to be here.
Oh, we're glad you're here. Oh, we lost him.
Wrong button, maybe?
No, he's got one of those terrible internet nets.
Oh.
Yeah, that was fast. 20 sounds like a book title. And good luck and happy hatching, Buster. Well, Tommy, why don't you come up and talk about some of them? He'll be back just as soon as he can get things working. Hello, Keeson.
Hey, Kisan.
Mm. But you really need to come up and give some of your gripes about agricultural corporation corporalism. Well, let's hope he makes it.
When you get
Okay. There
All
you
right.
go, Colin. Let's,
So I don't know if somebody could check for me, perhaps, to see if this is streaming to our audience
not yet.
as well. That would be cool. I'm trying to pull it up. I went to the stream this to your audience, and it made me sign in again or whatever. So I don't understand why that happened. Yeah, it's not. I don't understand why it's making me sign in again. Add a destination. Okay, it's my only option. I'm
You
gonna
want to
go
put
with
it on
that.
YouTube? Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, continue chatting, folks. I'll be listening as I try to set this up. Hopefully at the same
Okay.
time.
See, first he says, "Oh, paint myself more of a target." Tell me, you can send them my way. I like when people shooting at me. Yeah. Do you hear the news about Iceland's or was it Greenland, where the ice is melting and more green is showing? It's going to send so much um, methane gas into the atmosphere that it's going to be terrible. Well, good luck, BC. Hello, Brooke. Fighting, fighting a headache. No, now they're first they go after the small gardens, and now they're going after. Let me double check and see which one that was again.
I think I did what I was supposed to do. I followed the instructions, I believe, and I really hope this is up.
Yeah, you're up
It
now.
looks like it
You're
might
up
be.
now. You're streaming now.
Cool. Cool. All right. Thank you for your patience. And Verna, you're awesome. Thank you for all your help.
Thank you.
Um,
And you know that's
learning at you're
that's
welcome.
that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to help each other.
What is your YouTube channel name, if I
for
don't mind?
sure.
Holistic Heritage
It's a
Homestead.
holistic heritage I'll put it in the comments. Or there's a way to identify there as well. I'll just write the name of the channel. So yeah, I miss. I'm
Somebody's breaking up real bad.
looking forward to this because
It's Colin.
I am
Oh, okay.
opinionated. Oh, so it's probably connection for very opinionated, and I want to say I'm very about a lot of things and things that matter. And I think Scott Hall is very important. It's about what's happening in the world is very important. I think talking about unity and learning how to help one another is important.
Oh, this is really ticked me off.
It's just not good.
No, well, he's having normal problems. That's okay. He'll be back.
Yeah, I know that.
Listen to this. The stores out of the ground chorizo sausage and the 2.5 gallon distilled water. Since you asked for no substitute, I wanted to ask if you want me to grab you any of the gallons of distilled water or any other type of ground sausage before I head out.
Ooh.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. They put me back so late and then don't have anything. He's coming back now. Almost. That's another thing. How come some third world countries can have free internet and we don't hardly have internet with a darn and we end up paying an arm and a leg for it? Ken, in coffee grounds, that's good for some of the berries. That's things that need acid type soil, high acid soil, because coffee grounds hold a lot of acid, acidic. Welcome back, Colin. Colin. Sometimes I don't know how to say your name. I know it's Colin, but I want to say Colin. You know how it is with the brain parts. Can you hear us, Colin? Colin?
Okay. Well,
Colin? I can hear you typing. Can you say anything?
hello.
Good. There, we got your volume back. Earlier, you were too
Caught up.
garbled. We couldn't understand.
He's through. Never mind.
Uh, James Guy. Hello, man. What's going on? Thank you so much.
Thank you, James.
Ken Brown, get big bags of coffee grounds at Star.
At Starbucks, yeah.
It's just not good.
Yeah, I think what Colin needs to do is jump in his car and take the laptop
Yep,
to a
probably.
place where there's better connection. I've always wanted to TM, but I can't where I'm at. And well, you don't have much snow because you're in California, but coffee grounds are also good to use in place of ice. I mean, in place of salt for your sidewalks. I've got some old seeds I'm going to be trying to sprout. Uh, they were packaged 11 years ago. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them on paper towels, wet paper towels to see if they will sprout and just sprout the good ones. I haven't seen anything like that.
Hey, Huga.
5 inches of snow. I know we haven't got any snow here in Ohio. Hey, CB.
I'm back. I don't know if you folks can hear me
Yeah, we
and
can
slash
see and
short
hear
Steve.
you now.
We can hear you.
Cool. Yeah, I'm having some internet issues, I believe. I don't think I have access to hotspots
And there it goes again.
working, but yeah.
So that's Fieta.
Let's feed
I
a
hope I
blog.
pronounced her.
So, lots of stuff being said. Let's fade a vlog. Hello, thank you, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. What's going on? Thank you.
Okay, Colin.
Much
You can start ranting. Oh, then we lost him again. I
Oh,
think they don't want him
gosh.
to. I think they just don't want him to rant.
Probably not. But I'm going to still put him in the title.
Oh yeah. Um, there are some tumblers that you can use, and I know that are good because I've seen other people that have them. And you can make a garbage can into a tumbler. And all you got to do is roll it on the ground.
I would love to rant, but my internet is, I don't know, I keep losing service. I don't know what's going on here. I have a hotspot set up. It has worked in the past, I believe, but giving me some issues here.
Hello,
Can you folks hear
Adeline.
me and see me?
Yeah, I can hear and see you.
Okay. Yeah. So from just I actually, to be totally honest, wasn't sure exactly the angle or perspective of the stream as far as the what it was supposed to be about. Just from what I've seen people talk, what I've heard, a little bit I've heard, and what I'm reading, I'm going to use my inference skills and just assume what we're talking about. And
This
whatever
is
we're talking about, I'm going to give you my opinion. Okay, and my opinion is definitively, I would say irrefutably backed by real science, not pseudoscience funded by the government, is that when you grow your own gardens, when you raise your own livestock, when you homestead, when you pursue a self-sufficient lifestyle, it is definitively better for the environment. Hands down, you can actually engage in regenerative practices can actually improve the environment. Everything we do on our property improves the environment around us. We have improved the topsoil since we've been here. We've seen, which is anecdotal, more wildlife on our property because we've let the property grow wild. We've let wildflowers do their thing, wild native grasses, wild vegetation grow. We've improved the environment that way. The manure that has been spread around our property is boosting fertility. The microbiology we've spread around our property is helping the soil, which is very, very important. The plants that we've planted has helped pollinators, provide food for pollinators. So we've helped. We've actually done. As far as carbon footprint and all of that, I get into a lot of, as per my research, pseudoscience driven by political agendas, and it's garbage. It's garbage. And when they tell you all scientists fully agree about global warming, that's complete garbage. It's like 97% of government-funded scientists agree with the government so they can get funding for their budgets and have jobs. Well, that is an inherent conflict of interest. That's not real science. Real science is control group, variable group, having other parties look at your research and information, and then assessing your results. So that's what I want to say to start.
well, yeah, because you look at it this: when they raise the quote food in a big building where the animals never see a blade of grass, and cows. Hello, Joseph. Cows give off more manure when they're doing it. And where's all that waste going? And all the chemical fertilizers that they're using on the corporate farms, as well as all the pesticides leach into our water. You
Yes.
know, so they're killing the land. The animals, they don't use good animal husbandry. They do not care about the resources that they're ruining, whereas homesteaders
For sure.
care about the land. They
Sure.
are not out for the almighty dollar. They don't, most of us don't
Sure.
like all those chemicals in our food. They don't use meat glue. We don't use meat glue so that our meat looks better. We don't use the slurry to pump up our meat.
For sure.
They're heading more like China, where China
sure.
is taking human waste and making it to look like a steak.
There's a lot of crazy things going on. Yeah. And also another thing people should really consider, if they are not, is self-sufficient communities. Starts with the homestead, with the individual. It starts with people like Verna, who are raising their own protein, who garden, who do things. All of you folks who, even if you're just gardening, what you're doing is you're actually living the real waste and the real chemicals that are going into the atmosphere that are not good. Because produce, for example, will travel like 1,200 to 1,500 miles minimum to get to its destination. You're talking about resources and bad waste going into the atmosphere. Um, it's horrible. When you take that the equation, and you can harvest a rabbit on your own property, harvest the chicken, harvest the cow, pick your produce, pick your lettuce out on your windowsill, whatever. You're actually benefiting the environment. That's real. That's logic. It's fully scientifically backed.
There's many of us that use every part of the animal we harvest. With the quails, you know, you can use the feathers for jewelry, for decorative purposes, for hat bands, etc. The innards that you usually throw away, you can freeze that into dog food.
That's a great option.
Nothing. The bones that can be roasted and put it into bone broth.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Those are great points. And also, furthermore, what I think is awesome about homesteading and this lifestyle, and people can homestead in an apartment like you do. They can homestead on, we have about 7 acres. You can homestead on 50, 100 acres, whatever. Urban homesteading, as long as you're choosing self-sufficiency, trying to be more self-reliant, you're trying to minimize waste, you're trying to be accountable and accountable for your own food supply and produce even some of your own food, you're homesteading to a certain degree. And when you say waste, I think that's interesting because you mentioned, like, for example, the bones. We take our bone scraps, we turn those into broth and cooking liquid that we use for so many different things. It's delicious. It's very nutritious. And then the scraps of the bones and whatever meat and or fat might be on them, that gets fed to our chickens. Whatever they don't eat is composted. And yes, you can compost bones. And yes, you can compost animal waste. If an animal dies and they land on the ground, which is where they're going to land at some point, they're a bird, they might land on the tree, but they'll make their way to the ground. Nature, in its perfect creation, will decompose that animal. And bones have phosphorus, which is a very important, and calcium, very important mineral for gardening.
That's what I was going to say, Amy B. Is you can take the bones. Like, I've got a freeze dryer, but people's got ovens. They've got dehydrators. After you're done making your bone broth and everything, even if you don't have chickens and that, you can dry those bones out, grind them up, and put them in your garden.
Yeah. That's right. And Amy, that is an excellent point, and thank you for sharing that. Excellent point, Amy. Bone meal, great for gardening.
Hello,
So
Xander.
Xander, currently urban homesteading. That's awesome.
Yeah,
so
she's
Xander,
in
that is
California.
awesome.
Cool. And
very cool.
She lives in a city lot, and she's made front and backyard into a food forest.
That's awesome. P&J's Homestead Adventure, welcome. Ware Vlogs, welcome. Hello. You folks are awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out. This is cool. Yeah, I mean, there's so many people doing things. And Verna, one of the things about you that really impresses me is you make it happen. You don't really come up with excuses, which are, people can be full of excuses, but you're in an apartment and you're still doing it. And that's one of the biggest things that I think you have to offer is encouragement and motivation for people. No matter where they live, they can produce their own food, even if it's 10% of your food you produce.
Even
you
if it's
are
5%.
putting 10% of your diet, even if it's 5%, exactly. When you pair home-raised, whether it's livestock gardening, the science supports. You're talking multiple massive increases. Gardening, for example, a homegrown plant could have, and these are real numbers, like 800% more of magnesium, for example, or a certain mineral than store-bought produce. And that's even if it's organic, you're buying in a store. The organic, I argue, would have higher amounts of nutrition than non-organic, because the organic farming, if it's really organic, whole different discussion. The organic farming should have the microbiology in the soil. It hasn't been destroyed, hopefully, with pesticides, insecticides, toxins, poisons, so that you're going to have more bioavailability of nutrients. So when you're eating homegrown food, your body will feel more satiated, you will feel more satisfied, and you eat less because your body's like, hey, we got what we need, we got what we want. As opposed to when you're eating store-bought food, animal proteins and fats and produce, whatever, grains, whatever.
You
When you eat
don't really know
store-bought
what you're
stuff,
eating.
your body is craving. You don't know what you're eating, and your body's craving that nutrition that is not there in a lot of store-bought food, or it's very, very low. So you're talking unlimited benefits, benefits for the environment, benefits for your health, and health is wealth. You could save a lot of money in certain circumstances when you're producing your own food, and it's also great for preparedness. I mean, we're preppers; we're all about that life. So I mean, it's one of the few things you can do in life, producing your own food, even if it's herbs on your windowsill and that's all you do. It's one of the few things in your life that creates a win-win-win-win-win-win situation for you, for your families, for you, your communities, and the world. Powerful.
Well, see, and not only that, if people they say, well, why don't you just go to the store and buy meat? If they knew how their meat was raised, how it was slaughtered, all the bleach and everything they put on it,
Mhm.
because the slaughterhouses aren't clean,
Mhm.
etc. And then if they then turn around and then they say, "Well, I'll be a vegetarian." Well, look at the now at all the food that's being recalled because of listeria and
Mhm.
salmonella, you know, and that is all because in that big operation they cannot
Mhm.
clean it well enough.
Mhm. Yeah, that's a good point. Is those big operations? You talk about sustainability. Big operations are not sustainable. They're not natural. And God's
No,
design
they're
is perfect. Everything is symbiotic and balanced, and God is the perfect designer. And when we try to go against nature, which is God's creation, we fail, and we're gonna fail. And if you don't fail immediately, in time you will, because we have to mimic nature and work with nature's science, true science, and try to do that. As far as the stuff being produced in the stores, you're right. If people were more aware of how that food is produced, and also like packaged, processed, from butchering to packaging, how old the food is, they would forget about it.
yeah, the eggs in the
A lot of
grocery
people would
store.
change their mind. So and Sarah, by the way, so and Sarah, quick shout out. That is amazing that you went to that amount of volume of compost and you're doing that. That's awesome. That's respect to you.
How do you like my dragon?
What's that?
It's a dragon
What is
with
that?
wings. It was 3D printed
All
for
right.
me.
It's getting out of
Somebody
control. I see vehicles.
gave it to me.
Somebody printed that for you?
Yeah,
Yeah, 3D printing is really cool technology. Silver Creek's
yeah. This
Wildlife writes, "Yup, everything comes full circle in nature. This here terraforma knows what it's doing." Yeah, yeah, and really a lot of it's also common sense. It's really just do what the ancestors did, do what our elders did. They knew what they were doing. And, there's just so many, and the further you get away. Happy Heritage Farm, hello, welcome. The further Coco's at, hello, welcome. Thank you for hanging out. The further we get away from that, it's really just a failure. And when we look at the big picture, empirically speaking, we talk about health problems in society and everything else. A lot of that's diet. It's not just our vices and you know and certain things we do and whatever. A lot of that's diet, straight up. If people
yeah,
just improve their
going
diet even partially, they would be really, really better off. And I just want to throw this out there in an effort to validate my persuasive essay here is I know a lot about nutrition. I do. I'm being humble, but I'm going to keep it real with you. I know a lot about nutrition, diet, supplementation, overall wellness. I've trained in martial arts most of my life. I was a martial arts instructor for many years. I was a personal trainer for years. I worked in a gym. I've done countless hours of study when it comes to health and wellness, diet, nutrition, supplementation. I'm telling you, for sure, the food you produce on your own is way better for you. Way, way better for you. Hands down.
Hello, Nana.
Nana Eva, good morning. Happy Valentine's Day. You can do a
You
lot.
can
Silver
do
Creek's Wildlife writes, you can do a lot with a couple acres. I agree 100%. I've heard people 1/4 acre, half acre, growing a massive amount of food. And look at what Verna's doing in an apartment.
and look
Ishin
what
Ryu.
Katrina So and Tara is doing.
Okay.
So and
What
Tara's got
kind of
7,000 acres and got how many trees was that? Let me see. See right here, that's So and Tara, Katrina. She had 7,000 square feet lot. Remember, her house is on that lot. She's got 40 fruit trees, raising rabbits, quails, and chickens. She has a garden space. There is,
That's right. That is excellent.
she
And
doesn't grow
so and Tara
along. She grows
actually,
food.
wow, yeah, and hey,
She
that's
grows
so awesome.
food.
And I just want to actually say thank you because like people have their, and I'm going to touch on something that might be politically charged, but I'm going to touch and go on it, and that's not the point of the discussion. But I'll just use this. People often thank military people, military, ex-military, thank them for their service. I have certain philosophies about that I won't get into. But if you're going to thank people for their service, and you follow that they've done something for you, I think you should thank homesteaders for their service. I think you should thank homesteaders for breaking the consumerism cycles. I think you should thank homesteaders for the amount of waste they're keeping out of the landfills. I think you should thank homesteaders for how much they're benefiting the environment. So I want to thank you, So and Tear. I want to thank you, Vern. I want to thank all of you folks who are homesteading, growing your own food in any way. Thank you, because you're actually helping us all. And that's sincere. That's a sincere thank you. Silver Creek's
Yeah, I'm at
Wildlife Fest.
7,000 square feet.
What kind of martial arts? Ishin Ryu. Ishin Ryu, very cool. I'm very familiar with that. A friend of mine, I believe, trained in that. It's like of the heart style or something, but I'm kind of familiar with that. They have a unique way of punching, I believe. I trained into my core art initially was Kempo, Kempo Jiu-Jitsu. Some people might call it Kempo Karate. There's different branches. But I've trained in some Japanese, more karate-like styles. I've trained in various kung fu styles, boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, kickboxing, various arts, a little bit of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, quite a few things. I love it. Very passionate about it. Yeah, that's really cool. So Inter. Oh yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, that's super super cool. And you know what's really cool too is when you do this, you a lot of people, even in a small like a one in an apartment in a urban situation, suburban situation, you could actually produce enough food even to sell, which is great. It's a great way to boost your income. And slash or you can give it away, or you could sell some and give some away. But there's usually an abundance. Like there's only so much cilantro I could eat, maybe. But like
Well,
a
you
lot of
can have
times
all
you'll
the
have so
cilantro.
much stuff. What was that?
You can have all the cilantro. It tastes like lemon soap to me. Remember lemon
Some people,
joy? That's what it. Yeah. Yeah.
I think some people actually, it's a genetic thing. It tastes different to them.
Yeah, it tastes
But
like
yeah,
soap.
Silver Creek's Wildlife, right one heart way. Okay, cool. I knew something about that. I studied Kempo for a bit and met Norris through a Kempo tournament. Very cool fellow Kempo practitioner, and that's a fellow martial artist. Even if it's not Kempo, very cool fellow martial artist. Chuck Norris seems like a really cool, interesting person. Very cool. Very, very cool. So yeah, you can give a lot of stuff away at our church. For example, people show up and they just bring like their surplus or whatever. They'll bring apples, produce, cucumbers, whatever, and they give it to members in the church community. And so that's cool. So in Terre, somebody come take spearmint. My strawberry bed is now a spearmint bed. Mint can be invasive, and you might
Yeah,
have
I
more
try to
than
warn
enough.
everybody. I try to warn everybody to grow in pots.
Yeah, That's a good solution. Yeah. Pear
There's some
cilantro. Well, it's
people
amazing.
there are
Yeah.
some people that a cilantro leaf can ruin the meal for.
So yeah, some people they have it, they don't like it.
And
They have it.
I'm one of those people.
I think it's actually a
I'd let
genetic thing. I don't know, has it
Yeah.
enzymes or what?
Well, see,
Yeah.
I have a very strong umami taste.
Mm. I think it might taste like metallic in a way. I don't know. That's to me, and or people that
To
might have
me,
that
it tastes like to me it
genetic.
tastes like soap.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, I like it. I
ugh.
like it in guacamole. I like it in salsa. I mean, it could be turned into. By the way, can be turned into like a chimichurri instead of parsley. You could do cilantro. You could do that probably. Nice with fish, maybe. Be nice. Coco's ethnic eats no green thumb at all. Here's what I say when people say that, Coco. I say you have a green thumb. You haven't discovered that you have a green thumb yet. Because a lot of people talking about a rant. Here's a rant. A lot of people, and I'm not trying to be. I'm trying to be nice. I'm not trying to be mean to you. A lot of people will use that as actually as an excuse. And I don't believe in limiting speech, self speech. They'll say, "Oh, I don't have a green thumb, so they don't try." Sometimes they actually think that, and some people they'll say that as kind of like an excuse not to be accountable for producing their own food. So what I'll say is, Coco, I think almost all people or all people have a green thumb. They just haven't learned it yet. Or maybe you just have certain things to learn about gardening because it can be very simple. Productive gardening,
Or
there's
or it could be
intermediate
just
and
the wrong
advanced gardening. But there's intermediate and advanced gardening, but productive gardening, growing a lot of food, can be done with very limited beginner knowledge.
That's right. And a lot of people, it just may be the wrong plants that they're growing. They may have a knack at other plants than the ones that they're trying to grow.
That's a great point. Yeah, that's a great point.
Corander's all right. It's just if you're talking about the
Yeah.
coriander seeds are okay, but
Coco's ethnic eats. Yes,
not
Jimmy.
cilantro.
Coco's ethnic eats right. My mom is amazing at homestead. That's cool. Very cool. How is coriander for you, Berna? Does it taste okay to you? Wondering since it used to be cilantro. That's an excellent question.
No,
Excellent question.
the coriander seeds are okay. I can use those
Oh,
without a problem. It's the green
oh,
plant that tastes like soap.
please. The green plant. I tried plants and
Yeah,
spring onion. Hmm. True, true. Try to plant various things. Okay.
and
Yeah, check
that
this
is
out.
the truth
Coco.
right there.
What was that?
Coco, to get a green thumb, you just have to get enough experience to rub the brown off. And there's no such thing as failure
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, just do it.
every mistake, they're just mistakes, and mistakes are lessons to learn by.
Yes. Yes. So what you said before, you said you were just drawing attention to what So and Tear wrote.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point, So and Tear. Yeah, I never saw the seeds. Yeah, the corianders. If you're talking about coriander are cilantro seeds, and I believe I don't know if they're just mature cilantro seeds. I'm assuming any cilantro seed, but I assume they're probably almost mature cilantro seeds is probably what they use in cooking.
Coriander seeds is what they call
Here's
them,
a
the seeds.
yeah, they're just the seeds. Yeah, I don't know if they're like the less developed or the immature seeds are technically coriander. I'm assuming they are, but I'm not sure if they use the immature seeds or mature seeds or both for cooking. I'm not sure what stage they use them. I'm assuming
It's
the
mature seeds.
mature seeds are the ones that are more commonly used for cooking. Coco, I'm going to give you something right now. I'm happy with that. What's an easy food to grow? Well, first of all, there's a lot. There's so many, but I'm talking something super easy. That's going to be green onions or onions before.
Green
Highly
onions.
recommend Egyptian walking onions. And I will give you a little plug if it would be nice to check out our channel. I do have a video discussing Egyptian walking onions and the benefits of growing them. You can grow them pretty much anywhere. They're super resilient. They're strong. They're perennial. So these are a plant one have onions, green onions, forever type of plant in most cases. And they produce little tiny, like pearl onion sized little onion bulbs. So you get like kind of the traditional or more commonly thought of onion with them. And you also get pretty much unlimited green onions. You can put them in a container. You can put them outside. They might be called invasive, but in my opinion, they're slowly invasive. Like it's not like you're going to wake up one day and they're going to be all over your property. They walk across your property, hence the name walking onions. They have these bulbils on top. They fall over and then they plant and then a new plant grows. So they slowly, each life cycle or whatever, will walk across your property. So you can keep them under control, in my opinion. I would not plant them on the border of your property and a neighbor's property, just in case. But Egyptian walking onions, highly recommend them. So and writes in the
Another thing,
shorts. Okay, cool.
another
Oh, so
thing
there.
that is easy to grow would be a lot of the herbs, like
Yes,
the mints are easy to grow, but grow them in containers and cut
yes.
off the leaders as they come out of the pot,
Mm, mm.
or they'll take over your yard. Um,
Welcome, Coco. And so, and Sarah, thank you for explaining the immature. Is called the immature coriander. The seeds are called immature. I'll call it a green coriander. Thank you. I just learned something. I might have known that, but if not, I didn't remember it. So I'm gonna count that as learning something. Thank you. Very cool.
yeah, if you don't grow onions, you can grow a lot of other things. You got, like I said, you got the mints, which is great for teas. You got a
Yes.
lot of herbs that you can grow, like chives,
Yes. Oregano,
parsley,
basil,
oregano, basil. Yep.
rosemary.
Rosemary can be hard to grow
Yes, it can. If you
because
get
it's
it
very
growing
finicky on
though,
the soil.
yeah, we've got 2 plants of rosemary. They're in small pots, very small pots, and they're so tough. They're resilient. They're technically perennial. Once you get them growing, you could actually, quite literally, I'm going to give you a real quick, boom, right here, 60 seconds or less. 4 to 5 inch cutting, cut it anywhere in the plant. Remove the bottom 2 to 3 inches of leaves. Put it in some soil, water it well. It will root. Technically, you can propagate rosemary from cuttings in perpetuity. But growing the plant from seed can be difficult because the germination is
It's
you
difficult. You
literally
have to score the seeds and everything else.
it could be I don't it could be difficult. Thyme is I have some thyme that germinated recently. Thyme is a great one that could be perennial, I believe, in some places. And it's I mean, you talk about flavor of your foods, fresh herbs. There's no comparison for homegrown the flavor of homegrown food in general. Herbs, wow, the fresh herbs are just great to have. Thyme is great, and another reason I recommend herbs, even though they're not high calorie crops, and they're not necessarily, even though they do have a place in a prepper or survivalist mindset, is one of the reasons I recommend growing herbs. One of the first things I recommend is it is the number one ways to definitively save money growing food. Some plants it might be as expensive at the store, maybe even cheaper at the store. But when you grow herbs, herbs are very expensive in almost all stores. Very expensive. So you can save a serious amount of money. And if you grow certain herbs, you could probably cut buying herbs, seasoning out of your food budget completely. And if you got some summer savory, some thyme, some rosemary, some chives, just have a bunching onions, walking onions. I mean basil. Basil, I think self seeds, readily self seeds. Even just those few things. Oregano, which is perennial a lot of places. You can have herbs year round. Year round.
Okay, Cullen, I'm going to let you go ahead and do this. I got to get my groceries.
Cool, cool. Yeah, do you think? Do you think? Amy B writes, I'm venturing into herbs this year. That's awesome. If I didn't say hi to you or welcome, Amy B, I'm going to say hello, hi, welcome. Pardon my memory if I already did. So hello, Amy B, in case I did not say that before. So in Terre, or you could walk around town for rosemary in the park trips, urban foraging. I have no need to plant rosemary where I live. That is awesome and very cool that it grows wild where you live. Very cool. Dawn S writes, my time patch is going on 4 years old. Awesome. That's awesome. So awesome. Freeze dried basil. Yum. I don't have a freeze dryer. I want one really bad. Limited budget right now. Cannot afford it, I think. But I really want a freeze dryer. I have to restart oregano. That patch died out after 3 years. Okay. All right. Oregano is one of my favorite herbs to cook with. I really love cooking. Very passionate about food. Been in the food industry for about 25 years, 23 of which were in restaurant industry. I've done a lot of general management. I was a restaurant owner for a short period of time, so I'm very passionate about food. And that's great because we produce a lot of our own food, or I wouldn't necessarily say a lot. We produce some of our own food with the goal of producing the majority of our own food. Storage Bandits, what's up? There's a great channel right there. By the way, folks, I just want to throw this out there. One of the main benefits of lives to me is to network and make connections. And I know there's a lot of really cool people here. Make those connections. Don't be shy. Reach out, connect. These people are very supportive. Storage Bandits, I have to say, is one of our top supporters, and they have a great channel. They've got some really interesting content, and they're funny. They've got some humor there. I really enjoy their channel. So if you folks aren't connected to them, definitely recommend that. Connect to So In Tear. Connect to all these folks who produce content, all these content creators. That's my recommendation. I'm not telling you to, but I think it's important for us to try to, for the most part, as smaller channels, try to help one another and really fight against the antagonistic force of the algorithm. So let's help one another. Let's be kind and just be selfless and watch one another's videos and like and comment and share videos. If you folks would be so kind to share this live, that would be cool. If you have another account, I'm not telling you what to do, and you want to watch this live on our channel, Holistic Heritage Homestead, that would be really cool. I want you folks to stay here in Verna's live, not telling you to jump ship or anything like that. I'm saying, but if you've got multiple accounts or something and you want to put one of them or something on our channel, that's cool. I believe it is simul streaming or whatever word I should use. Sharing the live, that's cool. All appreciated if you folks show support. Whatever support you do is appreciated. Verna,
Everything's appreciated.
yeah, it is. And you know, Verna has a really, I was going to say, Verna is, you know, she's got a great channel, and I really think you folks should support her. And she does some really impressive stuff, and I think a lot of good stuff to motivate people in general. And I think that she has it from what my experience with her community from the last live is she has a great community of supporters and just really nice people, knowledgeable, very knowledgeable people.
Let me put it this way, Colin. I don't plan on getting rich off of YouTube. My whole base in life is to encourage and educate people when I can. That
Cool.
is what I'm about.
Very cool.
Because money,
Yeah, that's great.
money isn't that important to me. I got enough money. I get enough money every month to support my
Cool.
lifestyle,
Yeah, that's
and
great.
anything over it is just extra.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah, for us,
But
I mean,
helping others to get to that place in their life is
sure.
worth more than any money in this world.
Sure. It is really, really rewarding. Like when somebody will like comment, for example, and they sincerely learn something or they got an idea that they might not have thought of. It's just awesome. It feels really good. Yeah, that's definitely, I would say, one of our top priorities for having our channel. But I will admit, unapologetically, one of the top priorities for having our channel, I'm not sure what the priority came first or whatever, but is to make money. Because for us, the more money we have, the more we can bless other people. Because we are, I would say, charitable people. We like to give and we like to help people. Naturally, I would say naturally for us, as our opinion is, I would love to improve the life of our family. And the more money, if we could make money off YouTube, we're not now. I hope we do. If we could, that would also help give us more discretionary income so then we could focus more on teaching others. So it's kind of like we're in the same boat. We love helping people and we love benefiting people. But I'll tell you straight up, we absolutely want to make money off YouTube. That's just keeping it real because that would help our life and we could really use the money. And even if we made 40 bucks a month or something, that would really benefit our family. We could really use the money. And the more money we make off of YouTube, hopefully we will, the more we can spend time on YouTube, hopefully helping people. So it's kind of like a thing. And again, like as I said before, if we make more money, we're more able to help other people. If I can buy more seeds, I can grow more plants, I can give more plants away, I can sell more high quality plants to people, I can provide more quality food for people. So money is great. It depends on how you use it.
It's just like where I live at, where I'm going to put my other um, green stalk. It's I know some of my food's going to get stolen
Oh, well,
by some of the drug addicts and homeless
uh,
people around here.
hey,
But you know what? I don't care as long as they leave me some.
yeah, hey, that's a great attitude. That's a great attitude to have.
And I have found some places I've been looking that if I get some extra plants, I've already know where I'm going to put some in guerrilla gardening.
Oh, that's cool. That brings an awesome topic up. Hello, South Florida Sunshine. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by.
There you go, P&J. Now you can see me. Hello, South Florida sunshine.
Welcome. So yeah, you said something really awesome. I think you talked about letting other people have. That's great. I'll tell you straight up. In New York, when we lived in New York about 4 years ago, I mean, we moved from New York approximately 4 years ago. At the time, it was my wife, myself. At the time, I think our son Dean was like, I think, Dean was like 2 years old, and my mom moved with us. About 18, 19 months ago, our second son was born here in Missouri, which is where we live now. When we lived in New York, we started gardening, and we grew a massive amount of food in a very tiny backyard. I did not grow food in my front yard, which now it's a great point. I might actually think about that and say, sure, let people have it. But New York, it was so crowded. And as a prepper, having a survivalist mindset, this is my opinion, I thought of like siege warfare. I thought of situations that actually could be horrible enough that people might try to poison or compromise our food supply. I didn't want food up front. And I also did not want food up front because I did not want people stealing it. But because the focus was on producing food for us. I will say though, I think probably maybe at some point, hopefully I would have had that thought where if we were growing enough food for us, because it's my family first, for sure. I mean, I love people, but my family comes first. That's a natural order of things.
Uh-huh.
If we grew enough food to support us, then yeah, maybe give some. We would be willing to give some away anyway. We'd be willing to help people. But putting it in the front yard, I thought people might poison it. I also was worried about toxins by traffic and exhaust fumes. Like some people don't grow food too close to the curb or the street, which I agree. You should be careful about that. Um, poison sprays, salts that people drop on the road, whatever. You got to be careful about that stuff, in my opinion. But that's a great point, though. Like, maybe if we reached the point we were growing enough food for us, we would have definitely given some away. But even just planting some up front for others to have access to, I think it's a great point. And also think of nature. When you're planting, we grow organically. We think that's the only ethical way to grow, only sustainable way to grow, and it's also the healthiest way to grow. When you grow organically, be prepared to have 10 to 30% of your yield be consumed by nature. I don't mind that. I like that. I like when the deer eat some stuff. I like when the birds eat some stuff. That's great. That's actually helping our property. The birds will fly around and drop manure. The moles and the voles, which some people look at as pests, they actually aerate the ground, and nature is awesome. The more you research, the more you want to kill one animal or insect or bug, the more you realize you probably shouldn't because they have a purpose. And they might be food to another beneficial insect and or animal, whatever. So it's like
Yeah, but
also,
around here, around here,
yeah,
there's too
also
many
just consider
wildcats.
giving food to people and letting nature have some of that food. Just consider some of it to be for people and some of it to be for nature.
Yeah, the thing is my collar tree got ate up by those green worms.
Oh, oh,
Yeah.
like completely.
So all I was getting was spines.
Oh, so they ate all the leaves, you mean?
Yeah, they ate them up where what little I did harvest went to the quail for the simple fact if there was
Oh,
worms on it, the quail got the worms too. You know, the caterpillars
oh,
from the cabbage moths.
so okay, that's good for the quail then.
Yeah, but I had to
So
get
in
rid of my
terror, you
quail
can.
because I was having an allergic reaction to them.
Oh yeah, I remember. So in terror writes, you can hide food in the front yard with fruit. No one knows that is ripe when green pawpaw, when green pawpaw and feijoa or feijoa, not sure if that's Brazilian or Japanese, Hispanic, whatever. And borage, flax, nasturtium, etc. Things people don't know are edible. That's an excellent point. I have thought of that. We did grow chamomile in our yard that has medicinal purposes, and people just look at it as that's an excellent point. Excellent point. Jerusalem artichokes, they're underground, they're tubers, they are invasive to a certain degree. There's opinions on that. Excellent option for planting in your front yard if you want to keep food undercover. That's great. As a prepper, as a survivalist mindset, I think it's great to hide food in plain sight. Because I'm just going to throw this out there. You can think what you want. In my opinion, research, I think there will be a time when government officials will be approaching people on their properties, in their suburban area, their homesteads, rural, wherever, and they will be confiscating food. For sure. And I have opinions about that, and I could probably give you historical support for that as well. Um, so it's also nice to have food hidden in plain sight in case people just straight up steal it. Those could be government officials. Those could be hungry neighbors. We do have a video on our channel talking about. Please check it out. I think it's valuable. You don't want hungry. You don't want. So it's also motivation. Even being purely selfish, which I don't be selfish, but even if you're being purely selfish, you don't want hungry neighbors. You want your neighbors growing having fruit trees. You want them on herbs. You want them. You want chicken. You want that. You definitely want that. And then someone Tara talked about the nature tax. That's a good way to call that. The name that is nature tax. That's an excellent choice of words, so and Tara. Sweet potato can carpet your front yard too. Look like English ivy. Both the leaves and tubers are edible. That's an excellent point. And yeah, and you could feed the leaves for sure, and I believe the tubers as well to certain livestock. The leaves we definitely have fed to our chickens, maybe our pigs as well. But yeah,
Well,
the tubers, I know they're probably
the
not in the
leaves are good
nightshade
for
family.
you.
You're right.
No, sweet potatoes are not the nightshade family. They are the morning glory family.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. Remember what King Leonidas said to the Spartans, Molon, come and meet them. Hey, that's right. I mean, I'll tell you right now, we put God first, family second, community third, and then things last. I'll tell you, after our family, we have a natural. We're naturally going to protect our family. So if our family has enough, which we think we will in horrible situations, we're absolutely going to. We're going to help. Like meanwhile, do like what Verna does, for example, encourage people and teach people, other people. Because, like I said, you don't want hungry neighbors. However, if people are going to try to negatively affect my family and or me, they will be met with lead traveling at many thousand or many hundred feet per second before they even make it onto our actual property.
There's other things too that you can do to protect your things that are a little bit sneakier.
There's definitely some interesting things. That's a good point, Verna. And I'm all about all of the things. I never ever in my life, as a Christian, and besides being a Christian, I never want to take someone's life. But as a Christian, it's law to me. My own personal morality before a Christian, I still never want to take someone's life. But self-defense, Christianity supports that. And my own pre-Christian morality supports that. But I believe in deterrence. I never ever want to. I never want to kill somebody, and I don't want to hurt anybody. But self-defense is self-defense. There's non-lethal things. There are deterrents. You can, as simple as this. Here's a great idea. You're talking about. Here's an idea I think is a great idea. Listen to this. You're talking about multi-benefit ideas. Grow some thorned blackberries around your property. Wildlife will eat them. It's great for wildlife. It's a great deterrent for would-be people that have bad intentions, and it can be beautiful. And you're improving the environment. The more plants you grow, the better for the environment in general. And it can be food for you. And all you need to do is also slow people down and just make them think twice. And also, tactically speaking, if somebody's trying to have really bad intentions, if they're slowed down and a few thorns in the face slow them down enough to make them a steady target, I'm just saying, there's things to think of. And I do not recommend booby traps. I do not recommend booby traps. They're things that could hurt people. Actually, don't, because you got to be careful about. You have neighbors. You don't want children getting hurt. You don't want anybody getting hurt. Children, anybody of any age getting hurt. But if you're, I don't know, if you're in a place that's maybe very rural and you've got certain things set up in certain places on your property that nobody should be on your property without being invited, I don't know, maybe people do things like that. Just saying. Just saying, but not saying. You could also take, just maybe, just saying, urban or suburban, maybe you could take a used garden hose that you don't use anymore and put some 3 or 4 inch nails in it at different angles. And you can maybe create your own set of road spikes to stop people from coming on your property or prevent them from leaving once they're there. I'm just saying, I've got ideas. Just throwing it out there.
There's so many things you can do to protect yourself.
Sure.
That will make people think. It's just like we got one guy here that's staying with a woman that lives here, and I've jumped him a few times about waking me up in the early morning because he's going to work outside 2, 3 o'clock in the morning in the winter, banging on things right underneath my window. And he got mad because another lady put a camera in her light socket. He doesn't realize that the senior center right next door has a camera pointing at that door anyhow. So if we ever need to get any, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of it also comes down with just having self-confidence and be willing to speak your mind and stand up for yourself. Like some people, they're very shy, they're timid or whatever. And if you have neighbors that are just like being abusive and like keeping you away, they're doing certain things. Sometimes saying, hey, I'll be polite, just hey, that's not cool. Don't do that. Sometimes that alone, realize you're as willing to just know for yourself, that alone can stop physical threats in an SHTF scenario. You might say, hey, Verna, don't mess with her. Like, I don't, just let's go to someone else who keeps their head down, doesn't talk, and is kind of has submissive body language. Statistically speaking, those are who, criminals, those are who they go after. Those statistics support that. So one of the best things you can do in self-defense is just have a certain personality. Walk around with your chin up. Speak your mind. Look like you pay attention. Look around a little bit. We're from New York, so we're used to looking around. But get a little street smart. Stuff like that. That's one of the best things you can do. Keep yourself safe and also protect your livestock. Yeah. Livestock,
and Lucy
if they see you're aware,
and Lucy lets me know when someone's coming towards me that is somebody I should pay attention to. She'll just stop and stare at them.
Lucy's your dog?
Yeah, my service dog.
Your dog. So she's aware. She's like on top of things.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. And Because when I'm outside working and someone sees me and thinks, oh, she's out. That I'm like when I get there, it's like sometimes you do that. That's right. We had here too. The fence helps they over it. Play deaf a lot in the yard. So when terrorized, LOL, Andy, what happens to me when I'm doing that happens to me when I'm doing videos. Uh, Amy B has an excellent point. Amy B, thank you for sharing. Interplant your flowers with food to confuse the HOA. That is an excellent point, Amy. A great idea to share with people. I personally, in short, and I know HOAs are all different, they have all different dynamics. We have different HOA leaders or whoever, whatever title they have. HOAs are horrible. They're absolutely horrible. I believe in freedom. I believe in like serious extreme of freedom. But I understand for whatever reason, some people just end up in an HOA. They prefer an HOA. I also know some HOAs are very relaxed, but anytime a person would tell another person to not produce food for their family and or themselves, if they have a family and themselves, or if they live alone for themselves, that's evil. As long as
Yeah.
it's not something that's negatively affecting someone else's property, it's not like hanging over the fence, it's not completely an eyesore in HOAs. I mean, here, I don't care if you don't like the way it looks, it's our property. Freedom is freedom. Because I'll tell you why. Oh, doesn't look nice. I'll tell you why. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. What somebody might think is an ugly looking tree, I might think is beautiful. So people should not base it on what other people think and aesthetics. That's a different philosophical discussion that I'm probably passionate about. But being creative when you live in an HOA, I think is very smart. Very smart. So in terror, I've heard of people, I might have just read part of it and I just assumed what you were saying. I've heard of people raising fun-looking chickens and calling them exotic birds because chickens aren't allowed, but exotic birds are. That's awesome. That's creative right there. I mean, oh, it's a wild, it's an ancient Japanese Okinawan aquatic bird or something. Make something up. That's great. That's great. Yeah, we lived in New York, and we lived in what people call suburban area, but some people call it kind of urban because it's high population. But we have neighbors everywhere. Neighbors. We had chickens. We were not allowed to have chickens. We did it because we're adults. We're free people. We're God. We're sovereign. We did it. I'm a big fan of new stuff. Apologize later, especially if you're being considering morality. Our chicken did not bother anybody. We had only hens, so we never. Yeah, I don't think so. Whatever. We had just hens. We cooked them like cheap little bed put around. It was a little part of our backyard. Part. Yeah. Didn't affect anybody.
You're breaking up a lot.
My neighbors actually like having chickens, and he got chicken after we got chicken. So there's some positivity there. I was very sure, an urban issue you might not get it. Part of the philosophy your future let them deal with it. But it's like that gets into real science. It's like, well, they chose them there. You
Colin,
do not have a
you,
rooster in an urban situation. Yes.
you've been breaking up a lot. 90% of that we couldn't understand. Oh, there he goes. He'll be back. Hello,
Surprised I've been
Mayhem.
quiet this whole time.
Pardon?
I'm surprised I've been quiet this whole time.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people don't understand, Katrina, is that they are considered songbirds and entered singing contests in Japan when they were first started raising them. But where there's a will, there's a way. If you have the will to grow something, you'll find a way to do it. Just right now, I'm having a mental fight with my rabbits. Okay, Colin's coming back slowly. Hello, Dylan. Dalen.
Hi, Dylan. Good evening.
They don't want to breed. And I got pretty tore up yesterday by the buck. But that doesn't stop me because they'll be going to breeding tomorrow before live
Yeah.
stream. Try a new soundtrack. I don't have any music on in there because noise aggravates me. Too much noise aggravates me. Yeah, they just don't want to come out of their cages. Well, see, that's another thing is these cages have small openings, so they're hard for me to grab that easy. And with gloves, I've been trying looking at my gloves, and I think it would have to cut the fingertips out of them because I can't feel, and I do everything by feel. But I had to grab them by the scuff of their neck and pull them out and slip my hand underneath their butt and hold them. These doors open outward. They open towards me instead of in the cage, but they're small. You don't have much room to grab the rabbits. You have to grab them by the stuff in the neck and hope you can get them turned so you can get your hand under their butts. But whether they like it or not, they're going to mate. Because Smokey doesn't mate, she's going to be a year old pretty soon. And if I can't get her to mate this month, she'll end up being supper. Well, if they make a break past me, Amy, that wouldn't matter much because um I keep the door closed. There's only one room they'll be able to go in. The babies are 11 weeks. If I can't get them out of the cage, I can't check their parts. No, I don't, I won't put Lucy in with them. No. Yes, Mama and the babies have been separated. They've been separated for a few weeks now. Dawn, I haven't let the worst she's done is she walked in on me one time when they were in their playpen and she put her nose down to them to smell them, but that's it. I don't want to trigger her predator instincts because she's gone after groundhogs, and those are a lot bigger than my rabbits. Now she's been up to the cages and put her nose against the cages, but that's about it. Brendan, I had to answer a call. Can you kind of read for me?
Yep.
Yeah, I still have the playpen out, so it's all ready. All I got to do is have the patience to pull another rabbit out of the cage. And I got some more greens to kind of coat them out with. Brandon, what are they saying?
Really much nothing right now. Well, so and Terry said, is his hatch too small to put them both in for beating? And Amy said, Verna, I wasn't quite ready for the kids that arrived Sunday. I had this pair of silver fox 1 week and she kindled kindled.
Yeah, the playpen's big enough for me to put both does with the buck in there. I did that last night. And how many did you get in the Kindle?
Amy says 3.
Is that the normal size for her?
Um, I suppose I really don't know.
No, I'm asking her.
Oh,
Okay, Colin's back. Now let me let him back up. Sorry, Colin, I was indisposed.
Oh,
so and Terry says no 8
oh, good.
meant
Yeah,
ow.
had some issues with internet again, I think.
So and Terry says no 8 meant I his hatch, not the playpen. I am thinking the playpen may be too much room. And then Amy said I read 3 out of 6 of our normal leaders, but also read up to 12. And Pick Pickens said I was thinking the same thing, Krista. And so and Terry said in his
Okay,
hutch.
I'm back.
Whatever.
Well, last time when I went to put Mooney, I mean not Mooney, but Smokey in his hutch, she about had a heart attack. She screamed so much. Welcome back, Colin.
Yes. Yeah, my internet is giving me issues. I'm going to work on getting a different setup in the future. think I'm probably gonna try to get different stuff so that it's better. Using my phone right now.
Chef Joshi, what is good?
Johnny, welcome. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, and folks, as I mentioned earlier, I believe just feel free to connect to some of these channels. There's a lot of great supportive people out there, and a lot of really nice people that have, really a lot of great content that give value, whether that's entertainment value or educational value or both, whatever. Connect.
And like I like to say, if you have any questions whatsoever, ask. Because there's no such thing as a stupid question.
That's right. Stupid if you don't ask, though.
I mean,
that might be stupid.
right.
Yeah. 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 Definitely try to make some connections, folks. That'd be awesome.
My Havana's had 7 when she had her litter. But even she doesn't want to mate, didn't want to mate yesterday. But she made it fine in that playpen. When she's ready, her tail goes up and so does her butt, and she accepts them. That's how you do it, Colin.
Yes, I believe, I don't know if it's exclamation point quail, if that'll share the link, or if it's quail
That
exclamation point.
should. No, it's you got it right. Just waiting for it to kick in. Nightbot should kick it in. Of course, I haven't seen any of my
No, I
advertisements
understand that,
going off.
Dawn. Yeah. Yeah, I understand that, Dawn. I did not cut and paste our link. I could also directly share the link, but if Nightbot will share. If not, I mean, I can try to go over to our channel and I could try
That would be.
share our link if that does not work. In the meanwhile, I'll put the name of our channel and
Let me see what Nightbot's problem is.
Really cool.
Because Nightbot should have been kicking in.
I thought I fixed that.
It could be.
Oh, you could also see in the earlier in the chat. Another been recent.
Nightbot was off the air.
What? Oh, wow.
Yeah, and as far as Dawn is also, as far as connecting to other channels, sometimes what I do is I just search, or if you do happen to have a wrench, if you're an admin, you could just click on the person's name, and then you could go to channel, I believe, is an option. But otherwise, I'll just search for people's channels.
Okay, now try it again.
My Urban Garden.
Again.
Welcome, My Urban Garden. There's a great channel right there. Super supportive of our channel, knowledgeable gardener. Got some cool videos. She's growing some serious stuff over there, as far as like some really kind of impressive yields I've seen, just assuming. And there's also some, yeah, just a great channel. If you're into gardening, definitely check out My Urban Garden. That's my recommendation. Very cool, very supportive. She's active on a channel, responds to the comments, and she also comments on videos and stuff. Just really, really supportive person. Definitely. All right. Dawn S. I have over 100 YouTube people I follow as it is. Wow. I think I've got 1,000 plus or something or whatever. Yeah. Hey, you don't have to connect, Dawn. That's just a recommendation. No one's pushing you. It's just a recommendation. Just because I would say obviously it does help channels grow and helps work against the algorithm that I would say against, because I think the algorithm is antagonistic to small channels. So I'm just recommending. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to subscribe to anybody. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. But I do recommend, even if it's besides supporting people, there's just some knowledgeable people here that have some great content, and yeah, you might like it. The beauty of being free is you could subscribe, you could not subscribe, you could watch videos, you can not watch videos, you can do whatever you want to do.
V, if you need to let me take a
Okay.
look at it with it, I can.
No, it should be set up now. Try it again.
Yeah. For me, we've not even sure how many channels. I assume I could probably look it up. We're connected to on our channel, Holistic Heritage Homestead. We're connected to many channels, and I'll be honest. I don't like the content of every channel I'm connected to, but I try to show support because being kind is being kind. It's just like when you see somebody in person, and it's not that you might not even like them, you might not dislike
Right.
them, but you don't vibe with them, you don't get along with them. It's still nice to find something nice to say. Like, for example, if you know someone and maybe they're too outgoing for your personality, or they're too shy for your personality, you could say something like, "Hey, nice shirt." Like it doesn't. It's not difficult to be nice. It just takes a little energy and a little thought. As long as you're being honest, I believe. And the same thing goes with YouTube channels. I'm subscribed to some YouTube channels that I have no interest in their content, but I try to be sincere and honest when I do watch their videos, and I'll just write nice view, or I'll find something in the video that I like and I'll comment on that, because it's not just about liking the content, it's about being nice and supportive. And for me, that's a way of being selfless. The only thing that kind of annoys
Now,
me is like too many ASMR videos of like opening bags of candy or playing with toys. That's just annoying and it's useless content. But even then, I'll be honest, I won't say, "This is great. I like this. I enjoy this." I'll just write watching,
or
stopping
like
by,
such and such,
supporting. What was that, Verna?
or like such and such. You put your like number, the
Oh, there
number
you go.
like
Yeah,
that you use.
that's right. Like number 12, like 14, whatever.
Uh,
Different ways.
Colin, go ahead and type in the code again
Sure,
so
sure,
everybody can connect to your channel.
sure. Thank you. Andy Rabbit writes, "I try not to unsub to someone if I sub to them, but I have a few times." Yeah, for me, I unsub if people are just writing some, like, if they're sharing like what I would consider satanic content. They're sharing anti-Christian content. If they're sharing satanic content, I unsubscribe. If they're sharing anti-Christian content, I unsubscribe. If they're sharing stuff that's just overall negative, mean, like, I
Or
unsubscribe.
fear mongering.
Fear mongering, where it's just like very fear driven or something, I might unsubscribe. Like, I don't support that. But if it's something that, if the content is content that I might not really be interested in, I can usually find something I like. Like if they're into
Hmm.
hiking, but I'm not into hiking. I think hiking's cool. I actually would like to be in hiking. I'm using an example here. If it's channels about hiking, I might not like the act of hiking, but I really might enjoy the views that they have in the video. Um,
Exactly.
yeah, whatever. Yeah, I mean, it's just the way to be nice, and not for nothing. It doesn't. You don't have to watch the videos, but subscribing, it helps. It helps their channel. So even if you just want to be supportive and you have no intention of watching the videos, you can subscribe. Um, Watch hours is very important for us. Like, that's where we're at right now. That's one of the reasons I spent the time to. I mean, I want to support Verna, but one of the reasons I wanted to simulcast that, if that's the word, this on our channel, because we really could use watch hours. That's the limiting factor for us to get monetized, is watch hours. And I intend on doing
That's
more
what's limiting
lives
me
to
so
help
far.
watch hours, and putting stuff in a playlist. There's some things I should do to probably help it.
Oh, why didn't it do it?
Dawn S. If my lifestyle changes, I unsub to all that changed in my life that I no longer want to get notices on. I think I understand maybe partially what you mean. Unsub to all that changed in my life. I like if you had a hobby that you're no longer interested in, you'll unsubscribe to channels that have to do with the hobby you're not interested in, for example, maybe. Maybe that's what you mean. Yeah, it's cool, and YouTube is fun because you can pick and choose what you watch. It's I like
Oh,
YouTube.
I see why. You know why it's not working on yours? Because you're typing it in your room instead of our room. Set it
Anyone?
yeah, type it into the StreamYard Studio.
Oh boy, Berta, you're gonna make me make a mistake here. All right. Here's what I might do then. It says leave studio. I don't know if I know
No,
how to do that.
no, you don't do that. You
Okay.
see over to the right of the stream, where all the other things are? You post your own comment down at the bottom where you're reading other people's comments.
Post a comment. Yeah, I think I did that.
And no, it only showed up on your stream. It didn't show up on mine.
Oh, interesting. Oh, all right. I'm over here at Whale, and I think that's interesting. Switch it over to your. I don't know. Well, either way, the name of the channel is Holistic Heritage Homestead. 3 H's. If any of you folks would be kind enough to just write that, Holistic Heritage Homestead, HOLISTIC HERITAGE. There you go. Spelled it out for you.
No, here you go. Right here. Just right here. This is where he's streaming right now. So you guys can go there and subscribe to him.
Oh, thank you, Vay. That's cool. Thank you, thank you. Andy Rabbit. I pick what I want to watch if I have time. This is what Dawn S writes. I pick what I want to watch if I have time when they pop up in my notifications and on what time of day it is before they get buried. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Amy B, for writing the name of our channel. That's kind of you. Yeah. I mean, right now, because we're content creators, a lot of our time, more so my time, because my wife, she doesn't actively manage the guide as much. She'll post up videos, and she's very much a part of the channel. And she posts videos on Vision. I think near future, hopefully, she'll be posting more videos of her own. She's super, super smart. My wife is and I'm just saying, like I manage the account. A lot of time I spend on it is spent supporting other channels. So like my only, let's say, and I enjoy the channels. Why supporting channels? By supporting channels, I get to watch content. Some of it I actually really enjoy. Some of it I really enjoy, like Verna's stuff. I can learn from Verna's. I like her content. My Urban Garden, I like her content. I can watch her stuff. I enjoy it. Some channels I don't enjoy as much. For me, a lot of times it's like before I go to sleep, I'll show my personal account, or sometimes I'll just stay on my other account, my content account, content creating account, and I'll just show support from that. But I'll start watching videos that I'm just interested in, and that sometimes that can be mindless, jumping around watching miscellaneous shorts and just whatever. But that's the entertainment value to me, is just seeing something, clicking on it. Sometimes I'll click on things I could save, watch on it, my history. I want to watch it at a later time or later date, go back to it. But sometimes, even if I'm watching enjoyment, a lot of time our content, because I can still support our channel. I'm going to take the time to comment on something, still get our channel out there. Sometimes it's just easier. But my personal channel and my name has, I'm already subscribed to a lot of channels that I've subscribed to over the years before I started creating, before my wife and I, because it's our channel and we both create content, me more so than her. Before we started creating content, I already had a whole bunch of subscriptions to channels that I really enjoyed their content. So sometimes I'll just jump over to my personal account or whatever.
Yeah, TM, we all have
Andy
that
Rabbit,
problem.
Chief the BC Gaming, good night, everyone. He says, night.
Good night,
Thank you
BC.
so much. Thank you. Have a great night.
Well, yeah, there's no way
Andy
that
Rabbit,
I
right?
can
Sometimes
watch
that's
everybody I've subscribed to. I'm subscribed to over
it's
200
impossible, probably.
channels.
Yeah. yeah.
Let me
Yeah,
see.
30 minutes. Most of them. Andy Rabbit, right? Sometimes I have time to watch a 30-minute video, but most times I pass them by and look for the video less than 15 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes video I go to more often. That's a great point, and I think that's absolutely understandable. It has to do with time. and sometimes not interested. Even me, I can be really interested in a video, but I'll be honest. Sometimes I just enjoy shorts, even though I know that it's because people have shorter attention spans nowadays, probably, and it's just catering to like people's whatever. That's a whole different thing. Their attention span and their like constant need for gratification and consumerism and now. I get it. It's actually marketed towards the trend of people having short attention spans, quite frankly. But I also have a short attention span sometimes, and sometimes shorts are nice because it's non-committal. I don't have to commit to a video for a period of time, and I like the 10-minute or less videos. 2 to 4 minute videos, awesome. 5-minute videos, awesome. I do watch videos 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes long. Absolutely. I just don't always have the time to like commit to it. Sometimes I'll watch a little bit, then I'll watch more of it another time. Whatever. Always different.
Yeah, you never. It all depends on the topic to how much time I'm willing to spend. And then there's some people that I've gotten away from because they became like big commercials,
Mm, like
like big companies.
uh,
They're so busy about. Well, let me put it this
yes.
way: if their nose was up any higher, they'd drown if it rained.
I think
When they
I think yeah, I could see that. Some channels they get so consumer driven in a sense of like hey, make money on YouTube. That's awesome. It's a great goal because even making that money could actually you can bless your family, you can bless yourself, you can bless other people. But sometimes when it becomes the whole focus is only making money, there's a shift from focusing on the content. And then they're like only focusing on like pushing products and like sponsorships, and that could be annoying. Dawn S writes,
or
I get it. I get it. You said they don't look nice on the computer. I get that. I
they
mean, they're
look
fine
fine
on my
on my
phone.
computer. They're fine on my computer. Of course, I don't use the whole screen for my tab, But
And you,
there is some that are really hot and heavy that people watch that I quit watching because you can tell their change over the years where
hmm,
they got from being knowledgeable or showing people how to learn things, and they're the only way that's right and everybody else is wrong.
yeah, I think I at least partially understand. Andy writes, I like being outside and watching a video keeps me in the house too long, for sure. Um, love being outside. Best thing you can do is be outside. It's like a lot of things in life, just find the balance. Anything too much of anything is really, could be depending on the thing, could be really bad. For me, it's a really good wind down at the end of my day. I'm on YouTube nonstop because I'm a content creator. Anytime I get a chance, boom, 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 returning comments, staying busy, I'm active, I'm supporting. That's different. If people are not content creators, it's very different in my opinion. For many people, some people are the same way as content creators as they are if they're just consuming videos, like watching them or whatever. Um,
Yeah, so
yeah, for me, it's like end of the day type. As far as enjoying and watching for enjoyment, it's an end of the day thing, and even that turns into YouTube work, supporting other people a lot of times.
I divide my time on YouTube to whether it's for my pleasure or for work.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of
For
stuff that I watch.
pleasure, I explore other options, other channels and stuff like that. And when I decide to work, and then it's watching certain channels that I watch all the time and give them support because they've given me support. It's like I watch your channel, I watch David Lynn, Prepper
Yeah,
Principal, you know.
yeah. Great channel.
I watch
He's very supportive.
Hidden Heights. I watch Hidden Heights Farm because they're still family driven.
Cool, cool.
Um,
Yeah,
and they show you the good, bad, and the ugly.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know if you were making a point, but I'm going to make a point. Even if you were not, I'm going to make a point of what you just said, Berna. They show the good, bad, and the
Go
ugly.
ahead.
I like that. I like when, like our channel. I admit when I fail at stuff, when I try to grow something and it fails miserably, like whatever. Just keep it real. I feel like people a lot of times like they're like, I have videos promoting Jerusalem artichokes, also known as sunchokes. I failed growing them, but after that, I admitted I failed growing them. I still think they're a great crop. I just personally failed. I'm probably one of the only people ever to fail with that crop. But anyway, it's a combination of like lack of rain and slash or drainage issue, not enough, too much. There was reasons. We had a drought, whatever. It didn't work out. Just admit it. Keep it real. Like, and also don't act like you know things you don't know. I'm the first person to be like, hey, relatively, this is my opinion, I know a lot about raising chickens. I know a lot about gardening. Other than that, I have a lot to learn about rabbits. I know little to nothing about cows. I know little to nothing about sheep. I have so much I have to learn.
We need
Just be
to get you
real.
some quail.
I want some
We
quail.
need to.
I do. Yeah, I should. And then it's great because any questions I have, I'm just going to go to you, Vernon. Which is great. That's actually awesome if you think about it, folks. It's like having you could read stuff, you could watch stuff. YouTube is great because it's not just reading and you can, but like you get visual, which is nice. But when you could talk to people and slash or watch videos of people and like see their animals and everything else, that's the best. People who actually have experience, that's the best right there.
Yeah, Katrina raises hers in an aviary instead
I
of
have a
in cages.
aviary. I think I might be able to visualize or imagine what an aviary is. I think I know the definition, but I have
Well,
no idea
see
what
what
that is.
she's got one. She's got one, Colin, where she's got rabbit cages high up, and she's got the quail running loose underneath.
Huh. That's cool. Hey,
That's
saves
raviary, rabbit
raviary. Oh,
aviary.
rabbit aviary or raviary. That I think I saw that earlier. All right, I think I saw that earlier. TM, I like to play in the garden. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
But TM also mentioned another good channel is Slightly Redneck.
I think I might be connected to them. You like to play what in the garden, TM? Like roll around in your plants or play something specific? I might have missed something. There.
I think that's what he means by planting. When he plants, he's playing.
Oh, hey, that's awesome. Oh, I got it. Yeah. Hey, it's so enjoyable to me. That's cool. I think, that's enjoyable to you too. That's really cool. Andy Rabbit writes, planting a rabbit poop last year was over 100 something. For so
Degrees.
long, 100 degrees for so long, I stopped watering. Everything planted in a rabbit poop made it. Wow. I'm assuming that can be a connection to its moisture holding capabilities.
Right.
Oh.
The moisture holding and fertilization.
Yeah. Oh, great fertilizer.
Nikki says, Colin, did you say you're in Missouri?
Yes, I am in Missouri. We are in Missouri. I guess it would be considered what I would call the southwest quadrant of Missouri.
Well, see, you got Short Pickett's quail can help you with birds because she's in Missouri. Andy Rabbit can help you with
I might not have known
rabbit
that, or I might have forgot that.
and quail.
That is cool. I wonder where an MO Colin is, near you or Chris, Dawn S. writes. Yeah, we're I'm just even though I probably have said it in videos and I've whatever, I'm just kind of private and it's not we don't have a big
town near you.
But I just
just say a big town near you.
Small town near us. We're outside city limits and we're like 15 minutes from a small town. We're about 45 minutes, I believe, away approximately to the nearest bigger small town, big town by maybe Missouri standards. and about an hour and 15 minutes of give or take to. I'll say this: we're about an hour and 15 minutes away from Springfield. We are west of
Springfield,
that, maybe
Missouri.
south of that.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's probably silly that I'm not just mentioning the town, but I mean, it's whatever.
Closer to Arkansas.
Kind of. We're not towards like the border though.
No, but I'm saying closer to. Yeah.
Closer to for west, I'm assuming. Closer to Oklahoma, maybe, perhaps. Trying to get a
Okay.
visual.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Amy
that's
says
really
she has
cool.
50 plus quail, almost 2 weeks old. She'd be happy to give you some.
Oh, that would be awesome, and I might take you up on that. Please email me, and I'd love to like trade something of value if I can. I'd love to help. Bartering is cool. Yeah, now email me and go to our channel, and I believe our email is there. What I'll do is I'll just put it here anyway, just in case it's not.
Andy wants to know if you know where Willow Springs is.
I think I saw that. I did not get a chance. Don't want that. I think I did not get it. I do not know where Willow Springs is. I'm still really like not knowledgeable when it comes to Missouri geography. I have a lot to learn. Watch out for Bigfoot. That's what people say. That's big around here. The Bigfoot. Hey, stranger things have been true, and the truth is stranger than fiction. So who knows? I don't know. I don't necessarily believe in Bigfoot, but either way.
Can everybody see and hear me?
Dawn, if you're heading out, have a good night. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much. Yeah, Amy B, please email me. That would really be super cool. And again, I'd like to see if I can trade something with you. That would be really cool, really helpful. I mean, that would be helpful for me to get some quail, and hopefully I can provide something that's helpful to you. I do have a question about raising rabbits. And Buster, hello. Chris is in near Joplin. Joplin is west of us, maybe south of us. I know it's westward. So I have a question about raising rabbits, if I may ask. I don't know if you folks want to continue talking about other stuff, but that's totally cool. Just let me know if and when that's cool, because I definitely want to ask.
Yeah, the reason why I asked if everybody could hear me, because I sent out your tab again. This is having trouble connecting. Please check your internet connection. My internet connection is fine, because then I did it again. It's YouTube being a PETA.
A PETA?
Yeah. A PETA is pain in the
Oh,
ass.
PETA.
PITA.
PETA. Got it. I don't know if I ever heard that one before. So, as far as rabbits, Short Pickens Quail says ask away, so I'm going to go for it.
Yeah, we're waiting.
What do you folks think about rabbit colonies? Against them? I mean, pros, cons, yes, no. What do you think?
I wouldn't do it personally because the does like their privacy areas. They can be aggressive and take out the males.
Oh, okay. That's a good point if that's true.
You know, it's like Annie says, they work until they don't.
They work until they don't. What do you mean?
In other words,
Oh, they work for a period of time, maybe? Or just in
they can
general,
work
things
for,
work until.
yeah, in other words, you can never tell when it won't work. And then when it don't work, and males will kill the babies.
I did not know that. See, I actually was kind of hoping you would all be like, yeah, do it. Because it seems like the setup might take more work, maybe. But I feel like that whole, like, kind of hands off, go in there and just harvest rabbits whenever you want. I'm like, that sounds awesome. That sounds great. And I don't know if it'd be more natural in the sense of like what they would do in nature, but maybe in nature the females could also hide more or have distance. I don't know how that works, how rabbits are, and I should probably read up on how rabbits are in the wild. But I feel like if they're just constantly like when I put our doe with our buck, she just runs and he just chases her. And like I sometimes have to kind of like corner her and like kind of like help not just make it so that she can't really run, to be honest with you. And I don't know, that could be horrible, but they serve us a purpose, the rabbits. So I mean, otherwise I feel like she would just run and run and run and run, and that would like stress her out. I think I would just having constantly the male or the males constantly trying to do their thing and just chase them. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Andy Rabbit writes, it always seems great for like a month, then it blows up, but some people can get it work for longer. Hutches are more clean and less potential for issues related to soil contact. Oh, like disease, I'm assuming. You can do
Yeah,
a colony and keep
mostly
their
with
cells separate too.
that one
Oh,
disease that you have a problem with rabbits,
hmm.
hemorrhagic fever or something like that.
Judging from the name of the word hemorrhagic or whatever, I'm assuming that's something to do with blood origin or something in the blood.
All right, it's RHD.
RHD. You can do a colony and keep the male separate too. That's interesting. That's interesting. But then, if I depends on the space we would use. Then if I did that, then I'd have to catch the male to remove him. That might be interesting. Maybe easy. I don't know. I get a net or something. Amy B. I wanted to tractor my grow outs, but I am concerned for rabbit hemorrhagic fever. Okay, so maybe that's the name that they can pick up from the
Yeah, because
grass.
they get
From
it
the
from
soil.
the wild, no, from the wild rabbits going across your lawn and stuff like that. That contaminates the area.
Oh, rabbits hemorrhagic disease. Thank you for explaining that, So and Tear. No, always bring female to the male. That's what we do. I just did not think about that. So I would take the male out, introduce. Okay, then just all right. That does sound interesting. Before they're out breeding. Oh, this is bringing up more questions I have about rabbits. So okay, that's very interesting. We have our rabbits in a rabbit tractor. It does not have wheels. It's essentially something that kind of heavy. You have to move it around. We do give them access. I like it because they are. I assume it's better for their paws, whatever they'd be called. They're on grass vegetation and they do graze, which is awesome. It cuts down on feed costs. They seem to be able to handle the heat and the cold quite well without any issues so far. Have not had any. I don't think they had any kits during the very hot time. I don't remember, and they have not had any kits during the very cold time. So I would try to time the breeding away from the hot time and the cold time. Expected hot time and cold time. In the Midwest, that could be difficult to predict. But I really like them in the situation I have now. I just feel like the rabbit colony would be a cool setup because of the maybe that more hands-off approach, and I would not have to move the tractor around. So maybe there would be that benefit. Maybe. Andy Rabbit writes, rabbits are not really a group animal. They like their space. I tried letting
Right.
some run the floor of my shed, but if there was ever a cage that was open, they would jump in after I had 4 out of 6. In cages with no doors, they all went back into cages.
Yeah, they are solitary animals. Remember, when you're a prey animal, it's often safer to be on your own than to be in a group because a group calls in the predators. That's why they hide their babies and everything else, and why they only feed about 2 or 3 times a day.
I'm sorry, I missed what you said there. I was multitasking here. What was that last thing you said, Verna? My apologies.
I said that's why they hide their babies
Okay.
and only feed 2 or 3 times a day.
Okay.
And it's usually, yeah,
Okay.
it's because
Um,
groups tend to bring in the prey.
the groups. Okay. There are heat tolerant breeds as well. You can breed for heat tolerant in any breed of rabbits, but just remember if the litter is born in the winter, it is not heat tolerant. Well, yeah, they got to be tolerant at that point. I always just see one
Right.
rabbit in the wild, it seems. TM, that's actually might be an obvious or simple point, but I think a great point, actually. They seem to wander off and do their own thing. That's like, yeah, that might be a great point, actually.
There you go.
Sow and tear. If you want to do no work with the manure, do a rack-in house. Chickens under rabbits. The chickens will turn all the manure into deep bedding. Wood chips, add wood chips. That's what you mean. And you end up with tons of compost. That's pretty cool. I like our composting system. I like that. I'll think about it. I'll consider that. That's cool. Right now, I like the not the chicken, the rabbit tractor thing. I might consider the colony. I'll do more research. And we get lots of compost from our chickens. What I do is I manually, at this point, manually pick up the rabbit manure. I put it on plants directly. I put it in container plants directly. I put it right in the garden beds. I put it in in-ground garden beds. Plants in containers directly, in-ground garden beds. I put it just right on top. I put it in raised beds, and I put it. I let some just stay on the property because it's good for the property, for the soil of the property. And I also add some to the compost pile to kind of add nutrients and whatnot that way.
Yeah, if you need feed right away for your plants, rabbit scat is the best.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, and I don't know if I could scientifically assess my results, but I put some rabbit manure in our containers and stuff, and it seems like they're doing well. I'm a huge advocate. Actually, I posted a video about rabbit manure being great fertilizer. I mean, over the
It's
years, I'll
because
probably see more.
it's a cold fertilizer. In other words, it's not hot like chicken or
Yeah,
quail
yeah,
poo is. It's cold. You can put it directly on the plants and it won't burn them.
that's right. That's right. Yeah, lower nitrogen. I also like that they come in little pellet things. They don't smell. They there was an excellent point which made before about the moisture holding, which I assume because it's kind of fibrous and it's a plant material that actually makes great sense, and that's something that makes sense too. So yeah, I really like it. I assume they're getting some good microbiology from the digestive tract of the rabbits. So I
Hmm.
assume that's probably good too. Yeah, the best pumpkin I ever grew is under a rabbit cage. That's cool.
Tomorrow, tomorrow I should video me transplanting my fig tree into a bucket of rabbit poo.
That'd be cool. You should. You should. I want a fig tree. I don't have any fig trees. The plants are so expensive. All the trees are so expensive. I can't afford them. I can't afford them. I want all these trees. Fig trees are great because they're tough, from my experience, from what I've read, what I've seen. We had some in New York that we had to leave behind, sadly. Um,
Well,
yeah, I mean,
I'll tell you what, Colin, after my fig tree gets used to its pot, when I put it in a new pot, then I will cut a limb off for you and root it and then send it to you.
that would be super awesome, and I'll send you something back. That'd be really cool.
It may take you a year or two before you get any figs off of it, you know,
It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, that's all
but
good.
at least
I
it's
would
a
just like to
start.
have them. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, the figs are great. I actually the fig trees that we got in New York, I was working doing some landscaping like as a job at the time. And this owner, I would say my like homesteading brain and my prepper survivalist brain would say, I don't understand why a homeowner wanted to do what I'm about to say, but a homeowner wanted to get rid of the fig trees. So we removed them. Maybe they wanted to put something else there, or I don't know, whatever. concrete instead or something. Blows my mind. We hacked these things apart. Like these roots, we hacked them with, I think, even axes or whatever. Planted whatever was left, and planted, and they grew. And they put leaves on it. I think they might have started to or were going to put fruit on or something. I was amazed. And they were growing like in shade too. They weren't even growing in like, I don't know. It was incredible. Andy Rabbit writes, how much is actually, sorry, Andy, I'll go to Radio Jonesy on tour. First of all, hello, Radio Jonesy on tour. Welcome, man. I've got no rabbits, but we have plenty of wallabies that are like super rabbits, and their taste is like extra large rabbit waste. Oh, well, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
rabbits that
because
we don't eat rabbits are delicious, in my opinion.
Radio Jonesy, do you eat wallabies?
Maybe he's like, they taste horrible, but I eat them. I don't know. Who knows? Andy Rabbit writes, Colin, how much is expensive to you? I know where some are for around $10 and $20. Expensive to me is when you start getting to be $40, $50 and above. And I know like Stark Brothers here in Missouri, their trees seem to. I've ordered from the company before. I think I like what I've ordered from them, but they're very expensive in my opinion. $30 would maybe be expensive for a fig tree. Although investment wise, it might be worth it. It's just we don't have the money for $30, $40, $50 trees right now. Hopefully in the future.
Well, like I
So
say, I'll get one started for you,
cool, super cool.
and you grow it into a pot until you're ready to plant it outside. Until it gets
That's
big
super
enough for you to
cool.
plant outside.
I will. I'm going to be right back, folks. I'll be right back.
We'll have to ask him when he gets back, TM. I don't know, Amy. Let me check. They have too many. Some bamboo-like plants are toxic to rabbits, including the Nadina domestica or sacred heavenly bamboo. Yeah, some are toxic and some are not. I wouldn't advise it.
Andy Rabbit, thank you for. Thank you for saying you will message me. I'm assuming you're talking to me and try to help me find. So that'd be really cool. Super cool. Thank you. Spencer's Drink Reviews and Chugs. What's up? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you. Bamboo. Interesting you mentioned bamboo because I assume there's actually I must say I know there's many species of bamboo, but I've heard some
Some
people.
they can eat some of the young leaves, but there's so many that are poisonous to rabbits.
I've heard I like the idea from a homesteading point of view, perhaps a prepping point of view also is bamboo is so useful. I've heard it's fast growing and you can build with it and use it for different things. I like that, but I've heard
Yeah,
it's invasive. But I assume maybe they're all invasive, but I assume that some people they get really mad about it. Like one of the YouTube channels, I'm trying to remember. I don't know if it was Edible Acres. Great plug for a great YouTube channel if you folks want to talk about raising chickens and raising chickens for composting. Edible Acres, one word. I don't know if it's one word or two words, but Edible Acres is an excellent channel. It might have been their channel, or it might have been a different channel. I was recommending growing bamboo. It totally might not have been Edible Acres. I'm just throwing that out there because that popped in my mind for some reason. But people got mad because they're like, why would you recommend this invasive species? But I don't know how invasive they are. Colin, Andy Rabbit is my YouTube channel name. Yeah, okay. I mean, it comes up as that with the quotes over the quote marks, whatever quotations over rabbit, but I'll find it. I might be connected to you already. So in Terra writes, get the clumping kind, not the spreading kind. They're definitely different beasts. Interesting.
Get me some coffee while you guys are talking.
Do your thing. Do your thing. Amy B writes, Andy, this is the OMG. Andy, this is the best. The clumping bamboo might just be the thing. So in Terra, some varieties are highly invasive. Yeah. I mean, it depends on how you look at it. I mean, invasive where they spread with runners, tubers, rhizomes, whatever, and they spread within a certain amount of feet. I feel like that might be more controllable, more easily managed. But stuff that spreads like with seeds and it could spread however many, long distance, subjectively long distance away, that stuff scares me. Because as much as I'm all about freedom, and I am, freedom should be tempered with and balanced with the respect and consideration of neighbors. And even though we're in a rural area, we do have neighbors. I would not want some bamboo showing up on their property if they don't want it. I'd have to research.
TF says, I've heard that some bamboo will cross a road or driveway under the ground roots. The roots.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that. For me, it's really just about my neighbors. But we don't have neighbors that are that close to us, so I feel like it would maybe not be an issue. But I still just would want to be careful. That's why with comfrey, for example, I've got the Bocking 14 Russian comfrey, so it could only be propagated and divided by root cuttings, as opposed to the real comfrey, the natural comfrey. I don't know if it's called natural, but or real comfrey, because maybe they're both just real and they just grow different ways. That stuff I heard is highly invasive. If it goes to seed, then you got a problem.
Okay, she has a clumping kind that's the size that a plant stake is.
Clumping kind.
Of bamboo.
I'm interested. Amy B writes, some is thin, like a thumb for fishing poles. Cool. Some is 6 inches in diameter. Whoa, for water pipes and everything in between. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, so there's so many different types of bamboo. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I would like to consider that. I mean, the whole point is, God willing, we could pass on this property to my wife and I could pass on this property to our 2 sons, and I want it to be nicer for them. And that means growing stuff that, in our lifetime does not make much of an effect, but if it makes it a better property for them, great. If it makes it a better property for wildlife, great. It's not all just about us. It's about what we can do for our children, for our community, for wildlife. And I'm all about planting stuff. I've got in front of our front steps right now, because I was out there feeding the pigs, and I saw or letting the pigs run around and do pig stuff, graze, whatever they were doing. And there was Osage oranges. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. Osage
Osage
oranges
orange.
all over
Yeah.
Osage,
Uh-huh.
Osage orange. And I was like, I'm gonna take one of these inside, and I have it outside still. Maybe it's actually good I left it outside because maybe it needs a cold stratify. But I'm gonna take the seeds and try to plant that, even if it takes however long. Osage, I'm gonna go with Osage. I'll go with that. Osage orange is actually the highest, I think, in America. I don't know about the world. In America, the highest or one of the highest BTU counts for firewood you could have. It's
Uh-huh.
it's supposedly some of the absolute best firewood you could ever have. Like I think it's the numbers are I'm making stuff up because I don't remember the exact numbers, but it's like I'm talking 30 to like 100% more heat energy in that wood than other wood. So I'm like, that's great. I'm assuming it has wildlife benefits. It'd be more trees, better for our property. Have some firewood. Maybe my wife and I will still be around. I think we will be. And for our children, for our two sons, have a lot of that on the property. I think would be awesome. Osage is used as pest control, so in terror rights. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Osage. Very,
They
very
use it for
interesting.
roaches because roaches can't back up. So when a roach gets into the Osage orange, it can't get back out.
Wow. Huh. Hmm. Radio Jonesy on tour writes, they used to use bamboo as scaffolding in Hong Kong when I was there in the 90s. Wow. Wow.
And that was a
And that
5-story
was
building.
5-story buildings. Andy Rabbit, if you cut bamboo down to the ground every year for about 3 to 4 years, it will die off. So it's like a staying on top. Okay. So in there, Andy, I feel like you just dared nature. Osage orange is the same as horse apples. Interesting. I did a little bit of research on it because I was like, my brain went to, is this food? There's orange in the name. Is this food? But apparently not for humans. But I might have seen some
It
stuff
looks
that said that there's something. I don't know. I might have seen in a survival show somebody picked it was like a wild orange, and I thought they might have even said Osage orange. I think they might have been eating it, but I don't know if I remember that incorrectly or something. But I don't know. So and Sarah, nope, not food. Yeah, I think that's what I remember reading. Um, although our one of our pigs was nibbling on it a little bit on one of them. There was one on the ground, or more than one. There was more than one on the ground, but on one or more of them, I don't know if it was one or both of them, but they were nibbling on it, and they were. I don't know if they were just testing it out. I think they actually took some bites. So I don't know. I think they're fine. I mean, hope they're
uh
fine.
Osa- Osage orange is also called monkey brains.
Because it can look like brain like or whatever.
Yeah, because the squiggly, it does look kind of like brain like in the outside.
Amy B, I want the kind of bamboo that comes with its own panda. JK. Huh. So and tear. Nope, not food. And Chinese eat bamboo shoots. Yeah, bamboo shoots are delicious. I think I have some canned bamboo shoots in one of our somewhere here in this house. I don't know if horses can eat that. Maybe they were so in terror. Maybe they were medicating. That is interesting and a very interesting concept of animals self-medicating, which I may have known that they do. I just don't remember right now. Certain animals. I don't know. I know like black walnut, they're good for deworming for certain animals and stuff like that. We have those on our property. They're all over Missouri, from what I know, at least Southwest Missouri. I
There
like
you
to.
go, Joe.
I like one of the things I really enjoy. What was that, Verna?
There you go about the surprisingly the fruits, though tough and sticky, are readily torn apart by squirrels that seek out the pulp and seeds. Even northern bobwhites consume the seeds when encountering a torn apart Osage orange. Even
Wow.
more white-tailed deer, especially bucks, consume the fruit. Good night,
What is a
Commander. You have
northern?
a blessed night. Pardon? What is
Take
a what?
care. What is the what's a northern bobwhite?
It's a quail. It's a
Oh,
wild quail native to the United States.
interesting.
Whereas
When it says when they're
we raise a Coturnix quail.
what it says torn apart. What's a torn apart?
When the fruit gets torn apart by something else.
Oh, okay. Andy Rabbit writes, I hate black walnuts. I love them. I absolutely love them. I understand how some people might not like them. They might think they taste like dirt or whatever. I love them, and they're really good in ice cream. Just saying. Just saying. Radio Jonesy on tour. Hey guys, I'm at work. It's 2:40 p.m. Wednesday here. I've got to go. See you soon. Thank you so much for stopping by, Radio Jonesy on tour. Thank you so much. Hope you have a great day. Amy B. Osage orange whips, small plants can be grafted together to make a living fence. Oh, now we're talking. You see, this is awesome. That's where the old saying, eye high and hog tight came from. You can weave it into a fence, pragmatic bonsai. I love that idea, and I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to look it up and try to make that happen. I'm all about living fences. I think that's amazing. And I don't have the money for actual real fences right now, so. And living fences are beautiful, and there's still benefits to wildlife. So I mean, that's super cool. See, one of the best things about I don't want to say just homesteading, but about nature, and I would say having a homesteading perspective for sure. I think helps with this is I love finding out plants, which includes trees, I believe, different uses. Like there's so many things that are useful that people have no idea. No idea. And I love finding out things that they actually think have no value. They all have value. It's just like it's incredible. Like there's it's actual resources, things you could make baskets with, things you can build with, make living fences with, stuff you can eat, stuff that maybe we can't eat, but wildlife can eat. Certain animals can eat, certain animals cannot eat. Medicinal stuff. I mean, it's just awesome.
See, and that's one thing the dumber net cannot take away from us is our knowledge of what's useful.
That's right. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. And it's really cool. It's like it's so impressive when people just know it. And the stuff that I'll research, like a lot of times the elders, they know. They're just like that plant. You could do that with that plant. You could do that with this plant. And it's not some obscure like reaching kind of stuff. That's like it's stuff that like is supported by science. It's real. It's functional. It's helpful. It's just amazing. Pumpkin is also a good natural dewormer. Yes, the I believe certain types of squash and the curcubay family or whatever, they help in the sense that they help them expel the worms. You can make living
Hmm.
fences out of willow and grow your own animal food at the same time. Oh, I wasn't. I don't think I was familiar that willow could be used for animal food.
Yeah, no, because rabbits love willow leaves.
Interesting. Who loves it? What animal?
Rabbits.
Rabbit. Interesting. Very very cool. I oh, for you folks in Missouri, and I assume they might do this in other states as well. This is a huge, for me, it could be life changing if I did it right. The
Wait a
Missouri
minute.
Department, yeah, go ahead.
Blessing Buster. Have a blessed night, dear.
Oh,
Okay.
good night. Good night, Buster. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Is the Missouri Department of Conservation every year, I forget the time, for $1 a tree or plant, not just trees, plants like wild blackberries too. $1 a plant. They sell out quickly, but you go onto the site and if your timing is right, you can get $1 native Missouri plant. So if you're looking to landscape, if you're looking to build living walls, you're looking to plant stuff for firewood, I'm just saying. that's a worthwhile tip because when you look at the prices of trees, you're not going to be able to buy trees for $1, and they're like little saplings or whatever. But I bought like between 80 and 115 trees, planted maybe like 20 or 30 of them, and have like I don't know anywhere from 2 to 10 of them maximum, probably even growing, because it was a summer. I think it was dry. I just did not have the time, and slash or was lazy, did not plant them all. But I'll be better prepared next time. I'll make the time and make it happen. But willow, I think they have willow trees you could plant on that website. Willow is natural aspirin. Yes, I knew that. Yeah, they have lots of really really cool stuff. Um, and I planted pawpaw trees, which is something I was very very excited to plant, and I think they all died. I think I just did not water them enough.
Oh, you need to, yeah, but you need 2 pawpaw trees, unless you
Yes, we
got
did.
one that's male and female.
Yeah, no, I think I planted multiple. I planted at least two. I don't want to say I think I planted at least four, and they all died. It was during I think it was towards the summer. We had a drought here in Missouri, very very dry. I think the past 2 years or more have been very very dry in the summer and hot.
Well, that's
I
when you need to put a lot of rabbit scat around it.
Yeah, that's a great point. And actually, interesting you said that because two of the trees that did grow, I planted four wild plums, I believe. Two of them are still alive. And those two, actually, I took a bunch of rabbit manure and kind of mounded up on the outside, acting as like a mulch and a fertilizer. And I thought it would help insulate the roots in the winter to help. But I don't know. They're probably fine in the winter anyway. They are fine because they're here natural. But I thought
Uh-huh.
it was good, and hopefully that rabbit manure will help them out as far as the holding that water. Rabbits can also eat hybrid poplar. Use pollarding or coppicing techniques for better harvesting. Interesting. I think, oh yes, TM. I think what you wrote is correct about TM writes, I think willow can be used as rooting stimulator. I'm not exactly sure how it is done. I think I've heard that. I think I've heard that. Sow and tear. Anyone remember the name of protein high bush grown in Australia slash New Zealand? I am not recalling the name. People feed it to everything from rabbits to cattle. Are you thinking of moringa?
Yeah.
I'm just thinking moringa because Southeast Asia, it's popular in the Philippines. We grow moringa here in Missouri in containers. Put them outside when it's warm, bring them inside when it's cold, just in case that's what you're talking about. But moringa is excellent for us, for my family and I to eat, for humans, and also excellent for livestock. Very, very mineral rich. I'm not sure if it has a complete amino acid profile. I'm not sure if any plant. I know some plants supposedly do, but even though they're complete amino acid profiles, they don't have the counts, the ideal counts of like isoleucine, leucine, valine, certain amino acids that animal-based proteins, which are superior, have. But um, moringa is just a great recommendation anyway. No, not moringa. All right. Well, I just said all that about moringa, and not moringa. But moringa is great to grow. Highly recommend it. Rotted new willow growth in a bucket of water. I'm assuming for the rooting hormone.
Mhm.
It's extremely high in protein, more than alfalfa. Are you talking about the plant that you mentioned, or the moringa? So in there.
Let me see if I can find out. Oh,
Moment.
I'm just trying to look it up here.
I'm just saying was
Saltbush, saltbush, and blue bush. Saltbush or blue bush. Hello, Brad. And I guess we lost Colin again. Ah, he's coming back. Better late than never, Brad. Well, he's trying to come back. He's still having troubles coming back. Welcome back, Colin.
thank you. I think internet went out again. Bradley James, welcome. Bradley James writes, "Hey everyone, sorry I'm late." All good. Don't be sorry. Happy you're here. Acacia. That sounds for. I don't know if that's familiar. It has to do with like an edible plant for. So in Terra, are you talking about a plant that is humans can eat, or livestock, or humans and livestock?
I think she means all. Okay, Desiree.
Anime gamer creator. I'm still here. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, Bradley.
Bradley James out of town.
Brad.
Meeting and went a
Oh, it's
lot
forage for livestock.
All good. Forage for
She says it-
livestock.
What I
Well,
seen was
I don't know.
saltbush.
Hmm.
I forgot what the other one is.
Since you mentioned Australia and New Zealand, this might have nothing to do with it, but I'm hoping we planted some seeds. I don't know if I planted some seeds. Try to grow some eucalyptus. I think eucalyptus would be really cool to grow, just for the scent alone, but also for like medicinal uses. I think koalas eat eucalyptus. So I don't know. Maybe it'll be edible for livestock too. But actually, I think that might be poisonous. I have to do research.
It says here, is saltbush healthier than salt? Naturally occurring across all parts of mainland Australia, Old Man Saltbush is rich in protein, antioxidants, and minerals, with 20% less sodium than salt. Also known as blue-green saltbush or giant saltbush. The leaves have a soft, earthy saltiness ideal as seasoning or condiment.
So that's for humans and livestock. Anime gamer sent a eucalyptus poisonous to animals. I think I might have read that as well, and slash or heard that. But I think like that might be perhaps why I think koala bears
Yeah, they eat that.
are unique that way. Is I think the koala bears do eat them.
Yes, I see what you're saying. You're saying that. Okay, let me look that up.
Lucena leaf.
Oh, I can't see how to. I can't do it both. LEU. Let me write it down. Then I can type it in.
Okay. It's poisonous to everyone if eaten. Yeah. One thing I don't mess around with is I don't eat anything unless I'm sure that it is. One thing that scares me about foraging, doesn't scare me. That's probably that is the correct word. Foraging is I don't want to be really sure what I'm eating, especially when it comes to mushrooms. It's because of poisonous mushrooms out there. Poisonous to everyone. Yeah, as far as humans, but I think that koalas might actually eat eucalyptus. Amy B, headed to bed. I will email Colin up at 0 early. Thank you for dropping all the knowledge, everyone. Amy, please email me. That would be super cool. And I hope you sleep well. Yeah. Have a great night. Thank you. Hmm. Yeah. Anime gamer creator. Cutting out a lot. Having some issues with internet using a hotspot on my phone now. So I think that might be negatively affecting the live, my portion of the live, rather. So,
Yeah, it looks like it's good for
hmm.
chickens, pigs, everything. And you could eat some of the tender leaves in the pods.
I one of my goals is it's one is to save money is the reason why one of the reason why I have the goal I'm about to tell you is to save money. Number two, to be more self-reliant from like a prepping standpoint is I'd like to grow as much food for our livestock as possible. And there's a lot of opinion out there about that. My opinion is this: after hearing, listening, thinking, doing, growing our own food is I think we can absolutely produce a lot of our own food for our livestock. As far as grains and pseudo cereals and stuff like that, that specifically, those things, cereal grasses, whatever, that might not be like I watched a growing their own soybean and stuff. He did it. I think he might have done it more to learn, which I think is I respect that. That's a lot of work. But I'm talking about, especially when it comes to greens and certain types of vegetation and whatever, tubers, whatever. Absolutely, absolutely think people could grow a lot of their livestock. And it also could be, it's kind of a byproduct of gardening because a lot of times you'll grow stuff and you'll just have extra plants. Or you'll have like, you plant some seeds and you want to use, thinnings or whatever, you want to thin them out. You can feed those thinnings, a lot of those to your livestock. Certain plants grow, you got too many in a pot, you want to remove some. That's a form of thinning, I assume. Feed it to your livestock. Put some seeds around. Stuff grows, feed it to your livestock. Also, stuff that is might not look as good for like people might not want to eat them. A tomato looks a little weird. The animal bit out of it, something, whatever. Feed it to your livestock. Like I'm going to dedicate a lot of our property to just kind of hands-off, lazy gardening. Where I'm literally throw some seeds in the ground, and whenever it grows, going to feed it to our livestock. Sunflower, super, super easy, excellent for your livestock, chickens and pigs in particular. And also, I think that the pigs, from stalk stem itself, there's like a fiber starch in between. They eat that stuff too. But the seeds, sunflowers, and saving seeds for sunflowers, easy. I mean, one sunflower can give you 100 plus or hundreds of seeds. Put them in the ground, they grow, chop the head off, throw them to your chickens. Simple. I want to grow a lot of food for our livestock here. That's one of my goals.
Yeah, but it's good if the foods are not only good for your livestock, but good for you too.
For sure.
It's like
Yeah, for
like sweet
sure.
potatoes. You grow the sweet potatoes. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the vines are good for you and for the livestock because for you, you can use it in place of
Right.
spinach. and cook it the same way as spinach.
That's right. That's right.
Um,
Absolutely.
etc. And TM's talking about, have you
That's
gotten into cover
absolutely true.
crops? Now you can get into
I saw that.
talking
Definitely
of,
want to answer that.
with HOA. You can get the fruiting cover crops instead of growing grass in your front yards, and they think it's all pretty, and they don't realize you got fruit hidden under there.
That's smart. Amy B writes something interesting first before TM. Was a specific variety of eucalyptus causes koalas to be stoned. They can digest it because they have the world's longest cecum, intestinal part. Very interesting. Those koalas trying to get high. TM, have you gotten into cover crops? I grow a little for fixing nitrogen. In short, I want to say no. I would say yes, I'm into it. I planted some stuff in the past. So I did plant some cover crops on an area of our property, small area, I would say relatively. Cool. Some, I think some like beans grew, maybe some type of peas or beans or something, which I actually fed to our animals, which was cool. I love the idea of cover cropping. I do subscribe to for the most part to permaculture, no-till methods. I'm not completely against tilling. It's a different discussion. But cover crop is great. Anytime you can cover your soil is great. Fixing nitrogen is great. Getting organic matter is great. And that cover crop, if you're going to terminate it, you're going to top it in place and leave it as a green mulch. Maybe at the peak before it flowers, when it's already. It's also timing. You want to grow stuff, and before it flowers, or right as it flowers, you want to chop it down a lot because that's when it stops sending nitrogen into the soil, and actually you can start doing the opposite and pulling it out. So timing is important, I think, with one or more crops. But if I could chop that stuff up and give some to our animals and leave some on the ground, that would be great. Actually bought some, hopefully they arrive soon, some peanuts, which I've actually heard are a great cover crop. Right now, I am of the school of thought that any plant that covers the ground is a cover crop. And a lot of people, they lose their minds when I say that, but I like when weeds grow. Our property has grass, weeds. Our in-ground garden beds right now that are covered with a bunch of leaves, actually, I put on there. But there's its own natural ground cover, grass and stuff. If I want to get rid of it, I'll just smother it out. But I like the living roots in the soil. They're local plants, native plants. But I think certain things have, like barley, certain types of legumes, clover. There's so many. There's every vetch. There's so many different types of crops. They have specific benefits. So I'd like to do that, but I would like to multitask, multi-purpose, grow some cover crop that maybe we could eat and or livestock could eat.
Well, clover is good for your chickens, your rabbits, and you. And good for bees too. I mean, you can eat clover. You can dry clover for tea and everything.
That's cool. That's cool. I think I heard people can eat clover. Humans can eat clover. Tea, I don't know if I ever heard the idea for tea. I always like different ideas. And for pollinators, like the bees, I've heard it's excellent.
Right.
Excellent
You look into red clover, and it has medicinal value too.
Very cool. So and Sarah writes, loganberry is a good one to sneak in. It's a bush, but it's a low profile one. Awesome. I like that. I like that undercover food idea. That's super cool. Carlos D. What's up, dude? What's up, Carlos? Welcome.
I think it's about time for us to call it a night, though, because it's past time for me to take Lucy. It's past time for me to take Lucy out, and we are going live tomorrow.
Yeah, actually. Cool. Yeah, I'll try to stop by and show some support tomorrow. That'll be awesome. And thank you, everybody. I really I learned some stuff, and this was fun and very, very cool. TM writes, that's what I was thinking. Oh, like the multi-purpose kind of cover crops. Is that what you mean? This is awesome. You folks are great, and I really. What was that?
I said I think they're talking about That's what I was thinking about. Time to go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, I get that. Yeah, hope you folks have a great night, and thank you very much. And yeah, I hope you made some connections to other channels. I hope you connected our channel, and I'll try to also connect to yours if I'm not connected. And have a good night, everybody.
Thank you for coming, Colin. And everybody have a blessed night.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. All right.